If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations. With 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future, T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
It is finally here. Game 44 of the 44-game regular season of the Cape Cod Baseball League is about to commence here at Doran Park as the Hyannis Harbor Hawks take the trip down U.S. Route 6 to take on the Bourne Braves on a lovely, absolutely gorgeous Wednesday evening on Cape Cod alongside Michael Kirsting, Mickey Doolittle. I'm Jacob Irons. So happy to have you with us on the regular season conclusion of the Cape Cod Baseball League regular season. But guys, both these two teams already have their tickets punched to play on Friday, but there's still a lot to be played for here as you're getting some guys some good reps before the postseason where they really matter.
Yeah, Hyannis looking for their 26th win of the year. They have had one of the best regular seasons in recent memory. They've really made a tear through the second half in July. They were kind of hovering around 500, maybe just above 500 for the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season, but eventually went on the tear after they brought out the orange jerseys and really rallied the team together. This is a different team than back in June, and it's a fun team to watch that has a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, I think we can pinpoint that moment being the one where there was a screw that's kind of been turned. The team gets locked into place, and they haven't looked back since. They're still feeling that real hot momentum off of the back of that huge jersey switch that turned to really proved to be the turning point of the season. Still pretty hot, though not as hot as before. That's only speaking to the fact that they were about 14-5 this month, only having lost a few games. But they come here against Bourne. Both teams having a pretty relaxed vibe here tonight. Everything else is off the table, nice and relaxed. Just get some guys some reps before the off day tomorrow to get the confidence up before the playoffs.
Yeah, get guys some rest, but then you also have the opportunity to go play fun baseball, and that's what Eric Beatty, the skipper of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, echoed to his team, that there's very few times here so far this year that you can play loose, that you can play and have a little bit of fun, and today's one of those games right now for these both teams.
Yeah, no, and it's a big advantage, especially going into the most intense game of the year, the games of the year into the playoffs. you can really just take a step back and enjoy a beautiful evening here in Bourne and take it in, play some baseball, loosen up, get ready for playoffs, keep that momentum going, play hard, but at the same time, the stakes are a lot lower than they usually are.
Yeah, just to be able to take a breath a little bit, maybe even get some guys some extra reps off the bench and kind of get the confidence flowing a little bit. It's these next 2 games after today, they have to be flawless, they have to be perfect against a really hot Falmouth team. You could argue, a few could, that Falmouth are now the hottest team on the Cape. So you want to get the jitters out. If you have some mistakes to make them tonight as opposed to during the playoffs against Falmouth. It's all just to get those jitters out, but I wouldn't expect too much of that considering how loose the vibe is here tonight.
On the other side, though, Scott Landers, the manager of the Bourne Braves, was preaching to his teams, you got to stay locked in here today because this is almost game 1 of the postseason. This is the game that builds your momentum, and that's what you got to somewhat circle between these two teams. This is a momentum-building game going into that one. Hyannis had a big win against Wareham last night to really lock up that 2 seed. Takes a little bit of extra pressure off, but still, you have to use it for momentum at the end of the day.
Yeah, and if you remember back to last year's playoffs, Bourne is the one that swept Hyannis out of the playoffs and was ultimately able to eliminate them. And Hyannis has played really well against them in a lot of close games this year. So coming back against Bourne, beating them in the standings is huge, and it means the most. But beating them tonight would be very nice as well.
And not only that, who knows what could happen in these playoffs in the next few days. These two could be seeing each other again should Hyannis take down Falmouth and Bourne pull off the shocker against Cotuit. These two teams are going to meet again for a rematch of last year's division finals. So this is also a game, while keeping loose, you also have to keep a little bit of an eye on and scout this team. Because if possible, this could be the team you face in about a week's time to see who represents the Western Division for the title.
And that's what you're talking about between this Western Division, is that it's a very tough division and a division that really has a lot going for it going into that championship game against the East. And many have said and believe that it could be the West Division team just to how the 3 of the hottest teams right now between Hyannis, Cotuit, and Falmouth are in the league along with Orleans. West Division has 3 while the East only has 1.
Well, and if you take a look at it, the top 3 teams in the West would either be tied for or leading the East. Falmouth at 48 points, and then the top of the East, they sit in 3rd place, Falmouth in the West. At the top of the East, it's Orleans with 48 points. So very interesting dynamic here as it looks like the West will wrap up this season as the superior division.
Yeah, and however, today let's take a look at between both teams. It's going to be a bullpen day for both pitching staffs. Leading the way is going to be Rob Adams, a new guy making his first appearance on the Cape for the Bourne Braves in Southeastern University. Rob Adams played here last summer for the Bourne Braves, so already knows a little bit of Dorian Park. Had ultimately 15 innings pitched last summer. Came on as a later addition as well for the postseason edition. And then on the other side is Tony Roby, a later addition for these Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And don't be shocked if both these guys, if you're playing 3s the rest of the way after them.
Yeah, and a bullpen game, especially here, means that you're going to get a whole host of different pitchers. You're trying to save those arms for the postseason. It's not that this game it doesn't mean anything. Obviously, both teams want to win. Hyannis wants to pick up their 26th win of the year. How nice would it be to end the season 10 games above 500? But ultimately, yes, the number 1 priority will be to save your arms.
Will be to save your arms. And speaking more about this game and what it's like to have a little bit of family up is Nick Mitchell with our own Bria Losick.
From Doran Park, I'm Bria Losick alongside Nick Mitchell from Indiana. Back with Nick, we just had him a couple days ago, but always love to have you on. How have you been feeling on the Cape so far?
I've been feeling great. It's been a fun summer. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a long season, but it's definitely been fun.
Your dad has been up here for the past week, and it's hard to miss him. He's always behind the plate recording every single one of your at-bats. What has his support meant to you?
Oh, I mean, it's been everything. I mean, him and my mom, my entire childhood have supported me, so they've been great and awesome throughout the whole process.
And then today is the last regular season game, and you guys have already clinched a home advantage against Falmouth. You know exactly where you're going to be on Friday. How do you kind of take that approach-wise today?
We're trying to have fun today. All right, that's all we want to do. So, just good vibes and having fun.
All right, thank you so much, Nick. Back to you guys in the booth.
a brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Hi. Oh, this is amazing.
Each year, millions see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home.
Well, welcome back to Durham Park for Game 44 of the 44-game regular season. Here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Broadcast Network, Bourne taking on Hyannis here today in a good one to round out this, and we'll start things off and see how Hyannis lines things up for their last regular season game.
Yeah, it'll be Zach Earhart leading it off. He leads the team in walks, but also has 6 steals in the last 2 games, a guy that has really found his feel on the base paths recently and created a lot of chaos doing so there. He leads off. Nick Mitchell, the center fielder, hits second. Cam Smith, again back in the lineup out of Florida State, plays third base. He's the only player in the league to play in every single game this year. That's 44 for 44. He's only appeared as a pinch hitter or defensive replacement twice this year. He started 42 games. Zach York hits 4th out of Grand Canyon, 19 runs batted in 19 games playing first base tonight. John Gazdar, he has 10 for his last 19. He's really found his swing recently. He's out of Austin Peay and plays short. Trey Lipsy plays designated hitter tonight. The usual outfielder hits 6th. Brody Donay hits 7th and catches out of Virginia Tech. Will Taylor out of Clemson, the left fielder, hits 8th. And Elijah Hainline rounds out the starting lineup for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and plays 2nd.
Like we talked about in the pregame show, Rob Adams steps out to take the bump in his first appearance of the 2023 summer on an absolutely gorgeous day, 72 degrees. You can't see a cloud in the sky. It is about as perfect of a blue sky as you can see up there.
This is some of the weather where you can just wear whatever you want. You could wear a light jacket if you want it. You could wear jeans. You could wear a short sleeve. You could wear shorts. It's whatever you want. This is the ideal weather for baseball tonight.
You can wear a quarter zip even as well.
Oh, I wonder who that's alluding to.
Jacob Irons and his quarter zips, man.
My Hyannis quarter zip has gotten, I have gotten every ounce of it with what I paid for it out of it.
As you should.
Seen some mileage this year.
And this is a perfect time to remind you that it's an end-of-year sale throughout the merchandise stand. So whenever you come to McKeon Park on Friday for the playoff games, don't be afraid to go look down in the garage and pick up yourself some playoff merch as well as some half-off merchandise sale processing. Zach Earhart settles in and is about ready to step into the box for an eerily quiet Wednesday night here at Durham Park. Adams kicks and fires ball low below the knees of Earhart, the right fielder for the Harbor Hawks.
And despite this game meaning nothing for the standings, we talked about what it means for momentum. So this is going to be a strong lineup tonight for Hyannis.
1-0 delivery is chopped foul over by Eric Beatty at the third base coach's box.
Yeah, basically a full-strength lineup here. This is a playoff preview for them, getting all their guys in that will most likely be starting on Friday against Falmouth.
The 1-1 kick and fire from Adams misses off the plate, 2-1. Adams had a 2.40 ERA last year for the Braves. 2-1 skips in front of the plate. And the righty Earhart for the lefty on righty matchup to start things off in the top of the first, still scoreless, just underway. Adams delivers the 3-1. Get me over strike to load the count full against Oklahoma State Cowboy Zach Earhart.
Good backdoor breaking ball there. Lives to see another pitch. Earhart thought it was ball 4.
Payoff delivery from Adams. On the outer part of the plate, Earhart holds on it, and he'll earn a walk to lead things off. Let's hear how the Bourne stack up defensively behind Adams.
Yeah, left to right in the outfield, Peterson, Harrelson, Schufreda. Then on the infield, Eblin, Kuroda Grauer, Vastine, and Michelle. Infield left to right, and Derek Bender, the catcher tonight, the battery mate of Rob Adams.
A lefty on lefty matchup. As Earhart's going to get caught on the try and attempted pick over. He goes in sliding, but to the avail. It was a pickoff attempt from Adams back over to Michelle, and they got him on first jump. Michelle fired it down to Kuroda Grauer to apply the tag. One away now after the smart pickoff attempt by Adams.
Yeah, we talked about the aggressiveness in the last couple of games from Earhart on the base paths. Maybe a little too aggressive there, but you love to see it, trying to take an extra base.
Pitch in the outer part of the plate to Nick Mitchell in the lefty on lefty matchup. 1-0. Adams steps back and kicks high and fires in. Mitchell fouls it away over the press box here at Doran Field on the campus of Upper Cape Technical High School, home of the Rams. 1-1 delivery from Adams. It's choppered over to second base. Vastine is able to throw in time to Michelle at first for the 4-3 putout. 2 retired here.
Yeah, that was a nice little short hop from Vastine, who had to range all the way over to his left, fielded on a couple of hops, and had a tricky short hop that he handled perfectly and made a running throw to first.
Adams kicks and fires into Smith. Skips in front of the plate. Cam Smith was announced as the MVP for the Harbor Hawks within their own team yesterday. 1-0. Pitched in, out in front of it is Smith's 77-mile-an-hour breaking ball on the outer part of the zone.
Smith, not only MVP on his team, a MVP candidate league-wide.
1-1 pitch outside off the plate at 84 miles an hour.
Yeah, for this team, there only should have been one winner, and it was Cam Smith because of just his complete range of every single part of his game.
2-1 off-speed pitch that comes back into the zone against Cam Smith. Now a 2-2 count. Adams kicks and fires. Smith lines it over to the dugout, fouled. Bourne in the third base dugout. Hyannis in the first base dugout. Already got to keep your head up on the submerged dugouts here at Doran Park. 2-2 delivery. Breaking ball. Smith swings and misses. Harbor Hawks go down a 1-2-3 in an unconventional way. Bourne picks up the bats for the first time on the other side.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
through the first half of play. And the top of the first, Hyannis went down in order. This is how the Bourne Braves stack up to go up against Tony Roby.
Jonathan Vastine will lead it off out of Vanderbilt. He's hitting .288 with 19 runs batted in on the year out of that leadoff spot. Plays second base. Kendall Diggs, the designated hitter out of Arkansas, hits second. Derek Bender, the league leader in batting average at .384, hits third out of Coastal Carolina, a likely MVP, league-wide MVP candidate. He also is doing the catching tonight. Out of Alabama, it's Bryce Eblin in the cleanup role, hitting .364 in 31 games this year. He's also 14 for his last 27 playing at third base. Joshua Kuroda-Grauer, the shortstop from Rutgers, hits fifth. Garrett Michelle, the first baseman from Virginia Tech, hits sixth. Sam Peterson, the left fielder out of Iowa, hits seventh. Gage Harrelson out of Texas Tech, the Red Raider, the center fielder, hits eighth. And Pichu Freda from Rutgers rounds out the starting lineup for the Braves.
Roby delivers his first pitch of the early evening. Jonathan Vastine outside and off the plate, 1-0. He's behind the count. Tony Roby out of Texas State, making his second start of the summer for the Harbor Hawks. 1-0 comes inside against the lefty. 2-0.
Yeah, fourth appearance overall for Roby. Came just a little bit late to the team. Let up 3 runs in his last appearance, which was his first start of the summer.
2-0 in for strike down the heart of the plate against Vastine. 2-1.
Yeah, tonight Roby's role will be, as Mickey said, to those arms, maybe give the bullpen some distance so they can stay a little quieter tonight.
2-1 is pulled foul, touch and chalk, and finally just before the bag squirts off to the right side. 2-2.
What a year it's been for Hyannis. They've come into this game 25-16-2, just outside of first place in the West.
2-2 fouled back into the netting.
Only 5 points, 2.5 games behind Katuitt. We're able to stiff arm Falmouth out of reach in the last couple of days to stay in that 2 spot, clinching home field advantage into the first round.
Roby delivers the 2-2 that is scorched into right center field. Trailing it and trying to leach out for it is Earhart. Quickly around second base is Vastine. Coming standing at third will be Jonathan Vastine. The Braves lead things off with a leadoff triple.
Yeah, good effort there from Earhart in right field, trying to track that ball down that went 352 feet. We talk about the dimensions of Doran Park. It's so deep out to right field. It's almost Fenway-like in that everything is deep except directly down that right field line. That pole only just above 300 feet away. A bit of a pesky pole, if you will.
Kendall Diggs looks at a pitch on the inside part of the plate, now with a runner at third.
96 miles an hour off the bat. He did not miss a center cut fastball.
Yeah, can't leave a fastball right down the middle to a Vandy boy such as Vastine.
1-0 touches the top part of the zone against Kendall Diggs, the fellow SEC counterpart from the University of Arkansas.
A couple of SEC guys in this lineup.
Couple Big Ten as well.
1-1 from Roby. Misses low on Diggs, 2-1.
Yeah, the SEC is obviously the powerhouse of the college world, but I like thinking, since it's my sector over, that the Big Ten is they're really on the come up. Maryland winning the last 2 regular seasons, but we'll talk about Iowa lineup, Indiana as well. It's becoming a conference to be reckoned with.
2-1. It's grounded over to Hainline at second. Coming in to score will be Vastine. Braves on the board first on the 4-3 putout of Kendall Diggs.
That's exactly what he needed to do. Find it off hard enough to second base. Hainline wasn't playing in this early in the game. They weren't trying to prevent a run.
Derek Bender now steps into the box. Big swing and miss from the Coastal Carolina player.
Yeah, Bender, a guy that has hurt Hyannis this year. He hit for the quote-unquote cycle earlier in the year.
0-1 is popped up into foul territory. York will give it a look over the fencing, and he'll watch it drop foul just out of the reach. Hawks will go like this, with Taylor, Mitchell, and Earhart left to right in the outfield. Smith, Gazdar, Hainline, and York left to right in the infield. Donay, the battery partner, to lead things off with Tony Roby on the bump. The 0-2 from Roby, breaking ball, skipping into the glove of Donay. 1-2.
By quote unquote, I mean his home run wasn't technically it was technically a home run.
It was ruled one.
It was ruled a home run, even though it took a bounce over the fence, and it was a ground rule double.
1-2, breaking ball, skips in front of the plate again. 2-2 against Derek Bender.
Confirmed by our anonymous sources inside the Bourne organization who were maybe standing out in left field.
Roby kicks and fires a 2-2. It's a breaking ball down in the dirt. Donay applies the tag. 2 retired here in the home half of the first.
Yeah, to make such a good hitter look so foolish on a pitcher like that is real good stuff there from Tony Roby. And now he's also rebounded well after the leadoff triple from Vastine. Despite the letting the run score, got an out and gets an out there too against Bender. Now against the tough Bryce Eblin, another SEC man, he's got to get the final out.
0-0 pitch to Eblin. Finds the outer part of the zone. 4 strike. Eblin comes in third on Cape with a .368 batting average, with 43 hits to his name. Hooking here at Durham Park.
I had one earlier.
I know.
Very good.
2-2, breaking ball in the dirt. Eblin went down looking for a pitch that was grazing clay. Bourne's able to get one across on the fielder's choice of Diggs to bring in Vastine, who led things off with a triple. Bourne's lead 1-0 after 1.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Welcome you back to Durham Park. Braves were able to get on the board first off of the Kendall Diggs grounder to Hainline. They lead 1-0 as we push on to the second. It'll be York, Gazdar, and Lipsy, the heart of the Harbor Hawks. Order due up in the top of the second.
From Grand Canyon University, number 40, Zachary York.
Zach York out of Grand Canyon settles in. Adams kicks and fires.
Come in his first 19 games with the Harbor. 18 runs batted in.
Misses outside. 2-0 delivery. High chopper. Off over to Michelle at first. He comes in on the line. Take it a 3 unassisted to lead things off in the top of the second. Now John Gazdar comes to the box, who's been fabulous in his last 10, batting .452. Really has come into his own, is playing good baseball at the right time, Michael.
Could not have said it better myself. And this is a guy who was really brought in for his safe hands up the middle, but now showing off his bat as well, he's become an asset to this team.
0-1, misses outside off the plate. 1-1, especially his defense. You look at it, a really complete player. 1-1 delivery. It's pulled foul over by the Bourne's dugout.
Part of the mid-season movement for Hyannis that saw them move much away from power and more towards contact hitting.
1-2 breaks inside against the Austin P. Governor, tying the count at 2 apiece.
And ironically, when they went towards that contact, that's when the power came for this team.
2-2 inside again. And Scavstar loading the count full.
That's the lineup structure that it allowed them to create, and that's when the winning streak really started.
Kick and fire in from Adams is a chopper to Kuroda Grauer. In time, throwing to Michelle for the 6-3 putout against Gazdar. 2 retired here in the top of the second.
That'll bring up a guy in Trey Lipsy who also, like this team, in July really turned it around and was able to really show off the great play discipline that he possesses, adjust to the Cape League pitching, put himself on base.
Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Specialist. That's fairwayrfinancial.net.
Push on to the bottom of the second. Braves leading 1-0 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. It will be Joshua Kuroda Grauer, Garrett Michelle, and Sam Peterson to lead things off for the Bourne Braves on game 44 of the 44-game regular season.
I'm sad, guys. It's almost happened so fast. We blink our eyes, and suddenly we're in August. Season's almost over.
I know you're already starting out college football, going back to school. Scalzo, one of the broadcasters here for Bourne, worked with him last year. I was talking to him. We were trying to play the one-up of who would go back to school first. I won. I'm 14 days away today from being back in South Bend, Indiana, and starting meetings and getting back into classes a little bit.
I'm 15 days away from being back in Columbia, Missouri.
I don't know what August 24th is in days, but that's when I'll be back in College Park, Maryland, if not sooner.
We'll be back out for his second inning of work to go up against Joshua Kuroda Grauer. 0-0 pitch comes from the heart of the plate, 0-1.
Yeah, that's 22 days from
Yeah,
now.
I got a little bit more.
We got you beat.
Oh, yeah. We start pretty late.
He's got 3 weeks.
Classes start the 28th for me.
0-1 delivery is a breaking ball that touches chalk on the lefty's batter's box. It's a righty-on-righty matchup between Kuroda Grauer and Roby. Probably rings the glove to his face, lowers it to the belt, and fires, and JKG fires it back into the netting behind home plate 1-2.
Yeah, still awaiting my schedule from Big Ten Plus, but I've got a few games that I may be called in for, and if I'm not, I'll be spending that weekend home with family, but if not, and I do get the call for it, I'll be going back down to CP.
1-2, slow roller to Hainline at second base, through the sidearm throw to York, in time for the 4-3 putout.
Yeah, Elijah Hainline coming in and playing in the middle infield for Hyannis. He's been so good. The double play partnership of Hainline and Gazdar has really turned around the middle infield defense for the Harbor Hawks this year. And Hainline, you see it there, just so slick fielding, able to from field to transfer to release towards first base. It's so quick.
Roby delivers on Garrett Michelle, first baseman for the Braves, inside for a ball, forcing him to take a step away from the chalk. The 1-0 kick and fired is lined between Hainline and York, trickling all the way back to the corner. The right field pesky pole. Earhart's able to pick it up. It's only a single for Michelle, who's on base for the Braves with one away.
Yeah, he just squared that one up, 105 off the bat.
And now we're going to want to see that double punch up the infield of Hainline and Gazdar, they have really helped this team defensively improve. They were sitting towards the bottom of the league in the defensive percentage ranks. Now, in just such a quick amount of time, they're back up towards the middle of the pack.
Bunt shown pulled back by Sam Peterson, the left fielder. Pitch misses on the outer part of the plate, 1-0.
You can attribute that to Hainline and Gazdar, as well as Eric Snow playing in there as well. All three of them combining so well, splitting time between the two middle infield spots.
The 1-0 delivery in the dirt. Skipping into the glove of Donay. 2-0.
How about that helmet?
Yeah.
The Iowa Hawkeye. Got the yellow dots all the way around.
The 2-0 delivery is a breaking ball into the dirt again. 3-0.
So at Maryland, we have stickers that we put on our helmets to reward guys for what we call alpha at-bats. And they're very tough to earn through the coaching staff, but perhaps that could be what that is. That's my only guess.
3-0. In for a strike on the lower part of the zone. 3-1 on Peterson. Yeah, it almost goes to the Ohio State Buckeye in football.
Yep.
So big play, get a Buckeye on Peterson and plunks him right square on his left shoulder. Michelle moves from first to second. Peterson now jogs up to first. 2 on with 1 away.
Yeah, that's the Hyannis approach right there. Getting on, wearing it by any means necessary might be a bit painful, but they've got ice for it. And that'll bring up Gage Harrelson.
Gage Harrelson now steps into the lefty batter's box against the righty Roby. 2 on behind him with 1 retired in the home half of the second. 0-0 pitch misses low below the knees on Harrelson.
I'm going to give Harrelson an underrated mention for the all-name team on Cape Cod. I love that name, Gage Harrelson. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be a popular pick, but he's on my all-name team.
I think there's some
great ones, though.
names on this team that might have him beat. Kuroda Grauer.
Kuroda Grauer's a fun one.
The 1-0 deliveries on the inner part of the zone, 1-1.
Pete Shufreda standing on deck.
I didn't think you were going to like that when I said that.
You got some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
So 1-1 and fired from Roby down the heart of the plate at 90 miles an hour, 1-2.
John Gazdar is a starter on the all-name team for sure. I think that's one that's a collective agreement there.
I think that one goes without even mentioning.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to. One, two. Roby looks back, comes forward. It's a swing and a miss. First base is occupied. Harrelson, and now Donay will throw down to York. Will now throw over to Smith on the far side as two's in a run down. Then it's a throw to Smith in time to Gazdar to apply the tag. They had got Peterson at a pickoff, but then smart thinking by York to throw it across the diamond to Smith as Michelle tried to be a little cheeky. But then Smith chased Michelle back to the bag. Gazdar was able to apply the tag at second. And Braves only lead by 1 through 2 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Welcome back to Doran Park. Rob Adams back out for his third inning of work on the regular season finale for both these two teams. Braves lead 1-0. It'll be Taylor, Hainline, and Earhart due up 8, 9, and 1. And let's get a final check of those standings and how everything stacks out for the remainder of the season throughout this half inning.
Yeah, let's start with the East, where Orleans and YD have not settled who's going to be the number 1 seed in the East quite yet. Orleans at 24-19 lead YD by a half game. So if they win, they get the 1 seed tonight. But if they lose, YD will have to win in order to leapfrog them.
Will Taylor looks at a breaking ball that has right to left movements, in on a strike on the Clemson product, 0-1.
Meanwhile, we know the rest of the division.
0-1 in the dirt into the lefty's batter's box against the righty Taylor.
Harwich in third at 19-23. Brewster in fourth, and then Chatham rounds out the East.
1-1 in for strike on Will Taylor. He's behind in the count 1-2. Pitch on the inner part of the zone. Adams steps back, kicks and fires out in front of the breaking ball. It is Will Taylor who goes down swinging for the first out of the top of the third.
And then moving on to the West, Katuitt, of course, clinched the 1 seed a couple of days ago. And then Hyannis in second, clinching the 2 seed. We know how the seeding will go in the West.
0-0 pitch is fouled away by Elijah Hainline, the Oregon State University transfer, the 9-hole hitter today.
Falmouth in third, 2 games behind Hyannis, and then Bourne, these Bourne Braves, fourth.
0-1, outer part of the plate for ball, 1-1.
With Wareham rounding out the pack, they are eliminated from playoff contention.
1-1, foul back into the netting, 1-2.
So the playoff matchups are Katuitt hosting Bourne with home field advantage, and then Hyannis hosting Falmouth with home field advantage at McKeon Park.
1-2 breaking ball, dunks low on the inner third of the plate, 76 miles an hour, tying the count at 2 apiece.
And then whoever wins the East will play Brewster, whether that's Orleans or YD.
2-2, it's grounded on the hop, in between his legs. Kuroda Grauer eats it and will not throw over to Michelle, as Hainline is able to reach first base and get the Harbor Hawks one aboard here with 1 away to bring up the top of the lineup in Zach Earhart.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough hop for Kuroda Grauer. We'll see what it's ruled. It came up on him a little bit more than the status quo of the previous bouncing balls.
It'll be ruled an error on Kuroda Grauer officially. Now Earhart settles in, coming in standing to step back onto the bag. Will be Hainline.
How about Hyannis and Falmouth? That series features the 2 best teams in the league in the month of July.
0-0 breaking ball. It's for ball.
Arguably.
It is
tough to.
It is the 2
tough to
hottest
argue
teams.
against it.
Yeah.
Falmouth 7-3 in their last 10. Hyannis 6-4 in their last 10. Really strong and very equivalent teams as well. Adams deals the 1-0, breaking into the dirt. Bender scoops it up out of the dirt. 2-0.
Hyannis 14-5-1 in their last 20 games.
Adams brings his glove down to belt, rotates, they'll check back over to Hainline, who comes in standing.
Yeah, the reason there was a beat on that play there from Hainline was because he was busting it out that right-handed batter's box, getting down the line, and his speed would have made that close even if Kuroda Grauer had come up with that cleanly. So there needed to be a second there for the official scorer to decide.
2-0, they'll check back over to Hainline, who comes in standing again. Still a 2-0 count on Zach Earhart, the right fielder, who was able to work on in the top of the first via the walk and was picked off by Adams, maybe given a little assurance of why he's checking over Hainline so much. 2-0 delivery to Earhart is low. 3-0.
Bender thought about a snap throw to first behind the runner, but was unable to keep the transfer clean.
Now a 3-0 for Rob Adams of Southeastern University in his first appearance of the summer for the Braves. Kick and fire, bunt shown, pulled back. It's a ball for Zach Earhart. 2 plate appearances, 2 walks for the Oklahoma State product. Now 2 on with 1 retired.
Yeah, and continues to extend his lead for the team lead in walks on the year. He's been so good. That is now his 22nd walk of the year.
Very disciplined hitter he's always been.
And now this puts him and Hainline, 2 very speedy runners, on first and second, and this is a team that we know likes to run.
Nick Mitchell, the lefty, is on into the box. Breaking ball just below the knees of Nick Mitchell. The breaking ball has been heavy here from Adams, and it's a couple feet away, or a couple inches, excuse me. A 1-0. Adams brings it up to his ear, drops it down to belt level, kicks and fires in for a strike on the outer part of the plate against the Indiana University transfer in Mitchell.
So we've seen a multitude of guys in Hainline, in Earhart himself, as well as Mitchell and Trey Lipsy in that second leadoff role in the 9. All of them are speedy guys to be going right behind Zach Earhart to get into this exact situation for a potential double steal with a good contact hitter up at the plate.
1-1, runners bluff a steal. Pitch comes in on a breaking ball for a strike, 1-2.
You know what Elijah Hainline is doing off the second? He's doing the
Cha-cha slide, Cupid shuffle. Can pick your dance.
The electric slide.
The 1-2. Fastball with a little bit of run on the outer third of the plate that pulls away from the zone, tying the count at 2 apiece with 2 on here in the top of the third in Bourne, Massachusetts.
Be tough to send the runners here with the catcher Bender, a clean look at third base with the lefty in the box.
2-2. Breaking ball is popped up to the left side of the infield. It's an infield fly, automatically called by Stephen Williams, the home plate umpire, and Mike Griffin, the third base umpire. Joining them is Jacob Ashworth, first base umpires from the United Collegiate Umpires, as our mound visit will occur here before Cam Smith will come into the box.
Yeah, this is a good mound visit here because Cam Smith comes up one of, if not the best hitter on Cape, and he comes up with 2 runners in scoring position. Cavernous Dorn Park could very well score both runs with Earhart's speed off of first.
And a dangerous hitter, a guy that's found himself at the top of the list of candidates for league MVP this year. A guy that just hits the ball hard. It feels like every time he's up, even in games where he goes 0 for 4, he's still just torching the ball wherever it may be.
Well, a fortnight ago, he had an 0 for night, but then comes back last night to have a fabulous day. Once again, that rebounding that we knew was going to come from him.
What does a fortnight ago mean again?
14?
Yeah.
13 or 14 nights? I think it's 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah. He was in a little bit of a jam at the situation and then turned it on and then turned it off again.
What? I'm so lost right now.
A fortnight is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nothing pitch. Cam Smith won't come. It's a pickoff attempt that gets away from a shell. Advancing will be Earhart to second base. Hainline to third. And now 2 in scoring position.
Man, that was Earhart got away with one there because he was caught leaning off of first base, and instead the throw was just a little bit offline. If that's a normally put throw, Earhart just sit and duck there and the inning is over, but instead it gets by, and now both runners move into scoring position. It's a game of inches, this baseball game is.
First pitch now to come to Cam Smith from Adams as he kicks and fires. Pitch misses low, 1-0.
Orange dugout not happy with that call, but it was low, below the knees.
Adams trying to work out of the jam here in the top of the third with 2 on in scoring position going against the Harbor Hawks' best bat right now in Cam Smith. Breaking ball dunks in on 12-6 movement at 69 miles an hour.
Nice.
Just off the plate. Just keeping a close eye on Hainline at third. Steps onto the rubber, the 1-1. In for strike. Just out of the reach of Smith, who holds on it at 83 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's a big pitch. The biggest pitch in baseball is the 1-1, the most important pitch of every at-bat, where the biggest expected batting average rises or falls.
1-2. Misses inside at 84 miles an hour on Cam Smith. 2-2. Adams settles in, trying to work himself out of the jam. 2s are hot here in the top of the third. Delivery breaking ball just outside and off the plate for Cam Smith for a full count.
And though those are outside, and inside on the 2 pitches ago, those are 2 really disciplined takes. You could really swing at those. They're close enough that if Cam wants to, he can swing, but he's worked the count full here.
Payoff delivery. Chopper over to Eblin, ranging over at third base and fires in time to Michelle for a ground out, put out against Cam Smith. Harbor Hawks leave 2 on. We go to the bottom of the third here in the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from
However, we will
Verizon to
send it
T-Mobile?
to our own.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-all, let's see if you right about that. Mama.
CBS is a technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball.
Well, I thank you so much, Jacob. You know, I like to have my daily conversation with Skip during batting practice, and today I went up to him, started talking to him. He couldn't hear me because he had AirPods in, which is kind of strange because there's always music blasting from the speakers at every park. So I asked him, I said, why are you wearing AirPods during batting practice? And he said, you know, lately I just need to be locked in. I need to listen to my own music before and get in the zone myself. So, of course, I had to ask what he was listening to. The answer was Taylor Swift, and me and him, we're both big Swifties. He even went to the Eras Tour in Tampa with his family, and he said that it was the best concert of his life. And so, if you're wondering what Coach Beatty is listening to on game day, it's guaranteed to be Miss Swift.
Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls.
You gotta ask for what's the go-to Swift song then?
The 99.
Coach Beatty's?
Yeah.
Oh, he likes all kinds. He likes.
Are we going?
Or
Speak
album?
Now? Yeah. What album? Are we going Speak Now? Red?
I believe he likes Lover.
Whoa.
I know.
Okay. All right.
A man of taste.
Yeah, he knows some really niche songs. Like, he knows all of the storylines of all of her, you know, ex-boyfriends and everything. Like, he's a true Swiftie.
True Swiftie
Yeah,
through and
I
through.
like
Who knew Skipper Eric Swiftie train?
Oh, yeah, he even went to the Reputation tour.
Wow.
When, you know, she wasn't as popular.
Yeah.
He was there.
Wow.
Yeah, I noticed when he was walking in that the AirPods were in, and I was thinking, and it seemed like someone was talking to him, trying to, and he looks like just from afar that he was giving short answers just because he knew that he was trying to stay locked in. But yeah, Taylor Swift rocking with it.
Looking to try and stay locked in is Tony Roby. It's a breaking ball that's low. Nothing and nothing pitch. 1-0. Pete Trufreda, the right fielder, leads things off here in the home half of the third. 1-0. Skips in the dirt in front of the home plate on Trufreda. 2-0.
The Red album for Taylor Swift?
That's one of her albums.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of her.
That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know names of albums well as I should.
2-0 in for a strike, 2-1.
The newer ones I don't know as much, but starting from like around Love Story there, I know the names of those albums, but I don't know why the newer ones aren't mine.
2-1 broken bat. That pushes foul.
Yeah.
And Chufreda will go out to take a little piece of it. It wasn't a clean break. It was just a little bit of the top of the bat that just came splitting off on the top end of the barrel.
Yeah, it's splintered into about 3 or 4 pieces. That's something you don't see every day. It was the top of the bat, too. It was above the barrel, and those pieces went flying down the first baseline. Not very far, so no one was in too much of danger. He'll grab a new bat, put some pine tar on it, and
get ready to go. That is always the problem with those metal bats to wood bats. They're a little more disposable than some would like, especially if that was the bat you had worked with all year long. 2-2 hits him square on the top of the foot, on the top of the cleat. Chufreda will lead things off in the home half of the third with a hit by pitch.
Yeah, already third hit by pitch of the game between these two teams. Second for Bourne through their first time through the lineup, so interesting to see.
Jonathan Vastine is the sole run to come around and score for the Braves. He led things off with a triple in the top of the first. 0-0 swing is a G swing around 0-1. We'll be out of Texas State continuing pitch here for the Harbor Hawks. 0-1. Inner part of the plate at 89 miles an hour against Vastine. 1-1.
Yeah, Roby's had some nice work during his sequencing, both out of the windup and from the stretch.
1-1. Misses low. 2-1 on Vastine. Chufreda stands at first base via the hit by pitch. And at bat a go. Harvey takes a breath, delivers. Runner was attempting a steal, and it's a chopper that gets through Hayline and York on the right side of the infield. With Chufreda in motion, he's able to skirt himself all the way to third. Now runners on the corners with no one retired.
Yeah, good piece of hitting, just able to find a hole on the infield. Not one of the hardest hit balls of the game, but again, that doesn't matter as long as you can find open grass, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, York was in there guarding first base on the pickoff attempt, and having him there is exactly what allowed that to squirt through.
Kendall Diggs looks at a strike for his first pitch of his second at-bat of the day.
Now Hyannis needs to bear down. Tony Roby. Find the zone. Keep pounding it. It's okay if you give up one, but once you start...
0-1, runners in motion. Donay won't even give it a look. Vastine as he moves to second base, eliminating the double play. Still with nobody retired here in the bottom of the third.
Interesting. It was almost like they weren't expecting that at all, but also probably guarding against Chufreda, maybe making a break for the plate after that.
1-1. Gets between the wickets of Donay, but doesn't trickle off onto the gravel and keeps it under him to hold Chufreda still at third. 2-1 to Diggs now to come from Roby. Shakes off a couple pitches. Lowers the glove to the belt. Raises it and delivers. Diggs fouls it away. 2-2.
So now you got 2 strikes in a pure strikeout situation. You don't want to let him on. You do have the open base at first base, though, so if you really do have to, that would be okay, but that would bring up Derek Bender, one of the more dangerous hitters in this league. He stands on deck right now.
Diggs trying to increase Bourne's lead as they lead by 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch off the plate on a full count. Now with 2 on, both in scoring position. Roby trying to be a magician to work out of this one. Tested early, was still looking for a first one. To chopper over to Hainline at second base. He'll underhand it to York. Coming in to score will be Chufreda on the ground out, and it's another RBI ground out for Kendall Diggs to bring in Bourne's second run as they lead 2-0.
Yeah, second RBI ground out to second as well. Hainline was also the one that fielded his ground out in the first, but now you really have to look in and see what you want to do and assess what you want to do against Derek Bender. He got 2 open bases, so I can't imagine he's going to get too much to hit right now.
0-0 pitch.
Never mind.
To Derek Bender on a 86-mile-an-hour pitch down the heart of the play as he fouls it directly back into the netting.
You're lucky to get that ball back.
Yeah.
Especially with how Bender's been hitting, leading the league in batting average at .384. The 0-1 breaking ball, it hits off of Donet's chest protector, and coming in to score standing on the wild pitch is Vastine. Braves now lead 3-0. Pace is cleared for Roby behind him now as well with 1 retired.
Donet really had no shot at that. It just skipped a couple of feet in front of home plate.
Roby delivers a pitch that skips in front of the plate. 2-1. They doing a good job to keep that one in front of him, although has no poor consequences as bases are clear after Vastine was able to come in and score. 2-1 from the Bobcat delivers. Pitch inside, forcing Bender to turn away from it. 3-1.
Yeah, these are the kinds of plays there, the 2 RBI groundouts that you may not want to see in the playoffs. So this is why you play in a game like this. Get those kind of jitters out of you. Make those mistakes now, and you hope for them to be eliminated in the playoffs.
3-1 on the outer part of the plate. Comes in for a strike at 84 miles an hour. Loading the count full on Derek Bender. Roby kicks and fires as Bender flies that one to right field. And moving over is Earhart to position himself under it to make the grab. 2 retired here for Tony Roby, who continues to try work out of the jam he put himself in after allowing 2 to plate, just to not allow any more to come across for the Braves in his home half of the 3rd.
And despite the bases being clear, that's a big out to get against Derek Bender, who, like we've mentioned time and time again, a hitter that you do not want to play around with.
0-0 pitch is chopped to Hainline. It goes off of his glove and trickles into right field. Slipping, trying to round first, and coming back is Eblin. It looked like it was going to be a routine chopper to Hainline, but it took a higher hop than he was expecting as it hit off the top of the glove and trickled into shallow right field, and Eblin's aboard now via the error.
Yeah, Hainline, who's looked so good at that second base position in the last couple of weeks and just misplays it. He kind of short arms it to the glove side, but still have 2 away, still got to attack.
Roby delivers a pitch down the heart of the plate.
54th error of the year for the Harbor Hawks. They rank 8 in defense, but that's a bit of a misleading number. In the second half, they've looked a lot better.
Comes in with a .965 fielding percentage. 0-1 delivery is chopped to Gazdar. At short, he goes to Hainline at second to get Eblin. Kuroda Grauer is left stranded at first base. But the Braves respond for two in the home half of the third. They lead 3-0 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-33.
We move to the fourth inning. Braves leading 3-0. They've been able to get one in the bottom of the first and then responded for two in the bottom of the third. Harbor Hawks trying to respond here and try and work themselves back into this one.
Yeah, they're no stranger to responding, and this is another test because despite this game not meaning anything for the standings, you still want to get that good momentum going into the playoffs, and coming back from a run deficit like this is definitely going to build a very good form and a very good bit of confidence in this team. It starts with Zach York. He's been productive all season long, so you start not the best. You let the runners on, and productive outs are the way that Bourne scores their runs, but now you have to start the response, put it out of your head, and turn the switch back on that you've been so used to using all season long.
And you're able to try and push yourself forward. See a big spot here in this one for a new pitcher in Max LeBlanc from the University of Massachusetts in Sharon, Massachusetts. Pitching change, and we talked about it in the pregame that it was going to be the architecture of 3 innings for a lot of these pitchers between both parties in this contest today. York stands in to face LeBlanc for the first time. He kicks and fires inside to Zach York. 1-0. LeBlanc has a 5.58 ERA through 9 2/3 innings pitched so far on the Cape for the Braves. 1-0 comes into the zone, 1-1. Zach York grounded over to Michelle at first base. Back in the second. York looks at a strike, 1-2. York comes in today batting .347. LeBlanc kicks and fires, and a ball that misses low below the frame of Zach York. 2-2. Blank steadies on the rubber and delivers a high fastball up over the helmet of York for a full count. Blank delivers the payoff pitch on the outer part of the plate. York holds on it and is able to work on via the walk.
Yeah, and that's what he does. He's able to take some pitches out of the zone that are just inches outside and be able to work counts, work pitchers' counts. He's truly a pitcher's nightmare because of the power he possesses in addition to that. In his bat control, he's willing to take a single as well, not an all-or-nothing hitter.
Gazdar looks at a fastball upstairs as well for the first pitch of his at-bat as a ball. Bourne leading 3-0 here at Durham Park. 1-0. Another fastball upstairs. 2-0 from LeBlanc, who struggling to find a little bit of the zone right now for the Braves. 2-0 delivery is fouled back into the glove of Bender for strike on Gazdar. 2-1.
Almost an excuse me swing from John. Not quite a full swing.
2-1 is blooped over the head of Astine, who lost it in the sun, was covering himself with his glove. York had held partially between first and second, and then as soon as he saw it drop down, made the run over. Gazdar's able to be aboard with the hit, and now it's 2 on here for the Harbor Hawks, with still nobody away. The top of the fourth, with Bourne leading 3-0.
Yeah, it's lucky there, but sometimes better to be the way John is. It's no surprise.
Blank delivers the 0-0 pitch in for a strike.
Trey Lipsy, a guy has come in and the second half has been really good for this Harbor Hawks team.
0-1. It's a swing and a miss from Trey Lipsy.
His pregame rituals, he likes to listen to music.
Was vibing to the playlist here today at Durham Park.
Big Detroit rap and hip-hop scene fan.
0-2. Foul back into the netting. We'll do it again, 0-2.
From that area.
Yeah.
Grew up a Michigan fan, but ended up at Ohio State.
That didn't end up getting recruited by Michigan and went to their arch rivals, and he had something to say about it in their series this year. Made his presence known. Blank looks to York a second, now turns home and fires. Lipsy fouls off his second to do it again at 0-2. See, only a couple minute drive out of Ann Arbor, home of the University of Michigan.
Wolverines.
0-2. Tapped. Foul by Lipsy. We'll do it again at another 0-2.
I don't expect any props for that one.
Yeah, no, that's a basic. That is that is a bare minimum in sports, especially when you have their football helmet also helping you as well.
And especially when we've got Scout Liaison Gino Cousineau right here too, repping all of his Wolverine stuff.
The 0-2 from LeBlanc is taken high by the eyes of Lipsy. 1-2 now the count on Trey, the designated hitter, who was hit by a pitch. His 15th of the summer. Back in the second. 1-2. As Lipsy swings through it on a breaking ball. First out is recorded for LeBlanc in his outing here at Durham Park.
Yeah, good pitch down and in. Just tied Lipsy up a little bit. Able to get a big first out because runners at first and second, that means a double play ball ends the inning.
Brody Donay now stands into the box on the righty-on-righty matchup.
He had a pretty successful batting practice today. Launched a couple of balls over the fence.
Breaking ball that misses low on Donay, the 6'5" catcher, transferring to the University of Florida.
We've seen him offer at that pitch, just a looping off-speed pitch out of the zone. Good job on him to hold up there.
1-0. Fastball that skirts right into the glove of Bender low, 2-0.
And another good take there. If he can work these kinds of at-bats and only swing at the pitches that he knows that he wants, he's going to become a real formidable force.
Not like you already
Yeah,
hasn't
exactly.
been.
No, yeah, I don't want to discount anything he's done already.
But when you add that on, he could become that much better. 2-0, taken low.
A big thing that baseball ops looks at in players is K rates and walk rates, and getting that strikeout rate down for a boomer bust guy like Donay is going to be so huge for him, just getting it down to around maybe beneath 30%.
Yeah, because he has the power to justify a high strikeout rate.
3-0 in for strike on the lower part of the zone.
That was laughably low.
On the 91-mile-an-hour fastball on the inner part of the play on the lower side.
Looked a lot lower than it actually was, looking at the TrackMan.
3-1 taken inside. Nonetheless, Donay works a walk. Now bases loaded with one retired to bring up Will Taylor.
Whale calls in full force, even in game 44.
Harborhawks trying to respond as Braves lead 3-0 here in the top of the fourth. Trying to take advantage of bases loaded. And so far this year, Harborhawks batting .410 when the bases are loaded for. 0-0 pitch. Runs inside and forces Taylor away from the plate.
He was crowding the plate just a little bit. He had his toes on that line, so brushed him back just a little bit. That pitch was closer to the strike zone than maybe you would have thought by watching it with your naked eye.
Blank deals a fastball at 90 miles an hour on top part of the zone that Taylor swings and misses.
Those are two good fastballs.
1-1 as LeBlanc steadies and fires. Pitch inside. 2-1. Blank came in for relief of Rob Adams, who went three innings to start today's game. 2-1 delivery inside again to Taylor at 91 miles an hour. Have to imagine here on a 3-1 with a shaky Blank right now. Have to imagine, though, although it may be a hitter's count. 3-1, upstairs, swings in through it, loading the count full.
Second fastball that he's gotten Taylor to chase up, same spot.
Blank with the Craig Kimbrell armrest over, brings it back into the glove. Payoff pitch is flown in the infield. Shell will call off Bender on the looper that didn't travel too far out of the home plate circle as he came down the chalk to make the grab. Now two retired. Bases remain loaded here for the Harborhawks to bring up Elijah Hainline, the 9-hole batter.
Bit of a disappointing at-bat, but still got Hainline with the chance to pick him up. Tying run at first.
0-0 pitch. Hainline got under it, and now trying to race in is Vastine, and Harrelson will call off Vastine at the last second as he came racing from center field. Harborhawks leave the bases loaded, trying to strike. Bourne leads 3-0 through 3.5.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
3-7.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Cape Cod Healthcare is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Cape Cod Baseball League and shares a reminder that blood donated to Cape Cod Healthcare helps save the lives of your friends, families, and neighbors. Learn more at capecodhealthcare.org/blood center. Cape Cod Healthcare, caring, commitment, community. Garrett Michelle, Sam Peterson, and Gage Harrelson will lead things off for the Braves in the bottom of the fourth. Roby out for now his fourth inning of work as he deals a first pitch strike on the outer part of the plate. All one kick and fired is fouled back into the brick backstop here at Doran Park. 0-2. A very nice park here at Doran Park. You have the amphitheater seating with natural grass and stone behind you. You have we call the sand pit out there. It's the breaking ball inside on Michelle, 1-2, and of Upper Cape's football and soccer field just off over in the left center field viewing. So the 1-2 misses outside, 2-2 to Michelle.
And then around everything, you got some woods.
2-2 from Roby. In for a strike taken by Garrett Michelle. And it's a big strikeout for Tony Roby. He's able to lead things off for the Harbor Hawks with an out.
Yeah, and Hyannis is getting some length out of Roby right now. That's big because you don't need to dip too far into your bullpen. I know there's an off day tomorrow, but you still wouldn't like to throw some of your good arms today. Save them for the playoffs coming up.
Peterson looks at a strike, inside part of the plate. 0-1 from Roby is chopped and down in front of Earhart in right field. It's a big single for Sam Peterson. He gets on to bring up Gage Harrelson.
Yeah, good piece of hitting, just able to go the other way with it, bloop it out in right field, right in front of Earhart. So now Bourne back in business.
Bunt shown, pulled back, runner goes, high throw from Donay. Gazdar was able to climb the ladder to bring it back down, and now it's 107 stolen bases on the year for the Braves, who have been magnificent at swiping bags. And now with the stolen base of Peterson, that eliminates the double play with one away in the bottom half of the fourth. Roby settles on the rubber and delivers the 0-1 that gets away from Donay, trickling to the back of the grass and dirt. And he keeps under it and looks confident as Peterson stands firm at second.
And not only have they had a high volume of steals, they've been good at stealing bases. It's not like they run every pitch and they're super aggressive and they get thrown out a lot. They don't.
1-1 delivery from Roby. It's a breaking ball at 84 miles an hour. That has Harrelson swinging and missing, 1-2.
The perfect amount of aggressiveness has really turned into Bourne's identity this year, running on the base paths.
Roby looks back to Peterson. He comes home. It's a ball that skips in front of the plate. Donay keeps his chest protector on it. 2-2. Donay doing a great job today. That he's already been tested a lot behind home plate, keeping balls in front of him. Only had one that trickled away to allow ultimately Vastine to score. 2-2 from Roby. 84 miles an hour away into the other's batter's box on a righty on lefty matchup. Payoff.
Gazdar, the shortstop, holding the runner at second on.
Payoff pitch here to come from Roby. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball in at 89 miles an hour that catches the lower part of the zone. Harrelson run up looking. It's the second strikeout of this half inning, and it's the second strikeout looking by the Bourne Braves.
Great pitch. Right at the knees, catching the zone. And that's the pitch that Roby's been able to locate. A fastball down in the zone, keeping it low. Really hard to do anything with that pitch.
Pete Giuffreda now stands in the batter's box. Donay has to extend his arm out into the other's batter's box to glove an 88-mile-an-hour pitch away. 1-0 on Giuffreda, the right fielder. Peterson stands at second base. Bourne leading 3-0. The bottom of the fourth. Breaking ball outside into the other's batter's box again, 2-0. Roby sports a nice stash on the mound today. It's 2-0, kicked and fired. It's a check swing that says Steven Williams said he went around on. 2-1 now to Giuffreda.
Good pitch away. Got him tied up. Tried to check his swing, about 75% through it. It was just way too late.
Roby looks in for the signs from Donay. Roby delivers a 2-1, gets off the glove of Donay, and advancing to third base is Peterson. On the pass ball, now a 3-1 count to Giuffreda.
Yeah, with the open base, you can afford to walk him here, but that risks bringing up the top of the lineup and Jonathan Vastine, who's 2 for 2 today. So this is the hitter you probably want to face right now.
3-1. The pitch that misses low at 90 miles an hour below the knees of Giuffreda as he works a walk to bring up exactly what Mickey talked about, the top of the lineup for Jonathan Vastine.
Yeah, Vastine, a guy that's been so steady in this Bourne lineup this year. 288 hitter with 19 runs batted in, and 19 runs batted in out of the leadoff spot is very, very impressive, given the fact that you're probably not coming up with a lot of base runners during leadoff at-bats, but your head coach Eric Beatty is going to make a visit to the mound. This might do it.
Yeah, this will do it. He'll take the ball from Tony Roby. We'll get all the details on the new pitcher on the other side. Bourne leads 3-0 here. The bottom of the fourth on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
The new addition, Griffin O'Connor, out of Assumption University in Dedham, Mass, walks his way out to the bump to try and close out this bottom of the fourth against the Braves.
Yeah, he's going to come in with a lower three-quarters arm slot out of Assumption University. Started 12 games for them on the mound, pitched 65 and 1/3 innings, a guy that can really eat up innings. He had a 4.13 ERA this year, but a guy that is really, really good.
Yeah, he's going to be brought on to eat some more innings here as Roby gets you just about through the fourth. Needs one more, but can't get that last out. You bring him in here in the high leverage and then hope he rides out for another 3-4 of his own.
0-0 pitch in for strike, and O'Connor was brought on under the suggestion and recommendation of Johnny Davis, teammates of O'Connor at Assumption. Johnny Davis, assistant coach and director of analytics here at the Harbor Hawks, as O'Connor's ahead 0-2 against Vastine, and they offered this spot to Davis as they were looking for another arm, and they said, no, O'Connor's better than me. I want to get my buddy and teammate an opportunity to come up here and play on the Cape, and from Dedham, Mass understands what it means to play in this Cape Cod Baseball League. So the 0-2 is a fastball at 90 miles an hour upstairs over the helmet of Vastine, 1-2.
And that's the beauty of this organization. It's such a collaborative effort with everybody, with the baseball ops guys. I'm sure if I knew a name that I could throw in there, I'd throw one in there and they'd take a good look at him.
1-2 misses away, 2-2. 80 miles an hour. You never know, Mick. They don't always trust the announcer's eye.
Oh, I wouldn't. I
Go-
wouldn't either. They'd give him a look, but they would not probably bring him in.
2-2 is scorched down in front of Earhart. Coming in to score will be Peterson. Moving to third will be Chufreda. It's a big single from Jonathan Vastine. At 89 miles an hour pitch that was up in the zone that Vastine able to go up and grab. Braves now lead 4-0 in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, 102 miles an hour off the bat, just able to keep the hands up and threw the ball. Good piece of hitting, and he got a big piece of it.
Diggs settling into the box. 0-0 pitch gets away. Off the brick wall, Donay will be able to field it off the bounce. And trying to sneak home was Chufreda, and he didn't even think about turning back. He just committed. He was already 3/4 the way down the third base line, and off the ricochet, he just to take the tag, and Braves are happy with their 4-0 lead going into the fifth here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Well, welcome back to Doran Park. A blank back out for another inning of work for the Braves. He's got a 4-0 lead as he tries to do a little bit more of damage here, just trying to push on in this game.
Yeah, and again, this game isn't exactly meaningless for these two teams, but the standings are set. We do know who Hyannis will be playing. We do know who Bourne will be playing. There will be no movement off of that tonight. And ultimately, these two teams are just looking for innings eaters, guys that can come in and just take up time. And ultimately, if they can prevent runs while doing that, that is amazing. And that is exactly what these Bourne pitchers have done today, only giving up 1 hit so far.
However, on the other side, LeBlanc will have to go up against Earhart, Mitchell, and Cam Smith, 1, 2, and 3 in this Harbor Hawks lineup that hopes to have made adjustments to the UMass pitcher and are able to try and able to get a run across as they're still without one here in the top of the 5th. Breaking ball upstairs above the lettering on Earhart, 1-0.
Despite just the 1 hit, they have walked 4 times. One of them's been hit by a pitch, and they've also reached on an error as well. So no shortage of Hawks on the base paths tonight.
Pitch in for a strike on the lower part of the zone. 89 miles an hour. Down the heart of the plate, just clipping the lower part of the zone. 1-1, breaking ball. Earhart flies it to center field. Harrelson is there, taking a couple steps in and makes the first out of the top of the 5th.
What a great job by these Bourne pitchers. The top of the lineup so far held pretty quiet, especially these next 2 hitters. Mitchell 0 for 2, Smith 0 for 2 as well. Neither of them have reached base.
Mitchell now steps in to face LeBlanc as he swings and misses at the 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball on the outer part of the zone against the lefty. The righty-on-lefty matchup here in the top of the 5th. Pitch misses away to the batter's box. 2-1. Bourne leads 4-0. The 1-1. Pitch upstairs and away.
Wind has died down. Those flags are completely face down.
2-1 is fouled up by the gymnasium of Upper Collegiate Technical High School here in Bourne, Massachusetts.
Would you call this West Cape?
That's just a question. 2-2 comes in. It's a slow chopper over to Michelle, who's able to glove it and steps on the bag himself for 3 unassisted for the second out. I don't understand why it's called Upper Cape. I don't feel like we're up. Like, Upper Cape would be Provincetown, Wolfley, and all of those.
Up meaning north.
Yes, that's how I would read it. But this, I feel like this would be Western. This is Western Cape if I was to say anything.
It looks like this pitching, this visit to the mound is going to have to do with signs and maybe.
I think it might be a little bit of an injury here as Blank motioning to the dugout, and they'll bring on the athletic training staff here to assess him out on the mound as he'll wave him away, though.
Normally,
and continue on pitching.
Normally when you see the umpire go out with the catcher to the pitcher's mound, it normally means either pitch comm / sign issues, or it's an injury. And we saw the trainer take a couple of steps towards the mound.
And that one, as Lander's able to adjust it, and Blank's ready to go again here to go up against Cam Smith. 0-0 pitch. Catches Smith swinging and missing on the outer part of the zone. He's behind in the count 0-1, but Upper Cape, I am a little on that one. It's one that has baffled me all year since we've been coming to Doran Park. 0-1 inside. Smith doesn't even move a moss out the 91-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-1.
So would Falmouth also be?
So I would consider that Southern Cape. 1-1, breaks, at 79 miles an hour to get Smith swinging and missing.
Well, in that case, Barnstable and Hyannis.
That's the
is
middle
Southern
Cape. No, that's the middle Cape
But
because
that's
also
the one that
south.
makes sense.
That's
But
the one
that's
that does.
the one that makes
but
sense.
Falmouth is jots down.
Yeah, it does
a
jut
little,
down.
a little slower and a little souther, as the 1-2 is in for a strike at 92 miles an hour. Cam Smith swings and misses.
The geographical questions of Cape Cod will continue to baffle me.
Yeah, will continue to baffle all of us as we push on to the bottom of the fifth here in the Harbor Hawks baseball nothing. Bourne leading 4-0.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Griffin O'Connor back out for his second inning of work. So he was able to work out of it on a wild pitch that was a little bit of an interesting play, catching Pichu Frida trying to come home on the wild pitch. Kendall Diggs, though, gets to get a second at-bat against O'Connor, or second plate appearance, excuse me. Would probably be the better term.
I don't think it's even counted as a full plate appearance.
Nothing and nothing. Goes back into the netting as bunt was shown, and he fouls it away, 0-1.
Because I think the technical definition, now I could be wrong, of a plate appearance is any time you're at the plate and you get a result.
Oh, okay.
And that was just a
0-1. Is launched a mile into center field, but
there's a result.
Mitchell positions himself under to deep center field here at Doran Park at 395. That one went a mile into the air. Mitchell positioned himself under it for the first out on the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. He gave it a ride, 92 miles an hour off the bat, but just got under it. That launch angle just a little bit too high.
Derek Bender. Swing and miss at an off-speed pitch. Outer part of the zone as he foul tipped it into the glove of Donay. 0-1. Connor delivers. Off-speed pitch again, 0-2.
Nicely done. Perfect pitch that flew out of the zone.
0-2. Goes inside on Bender as he protects himself on the swing and pops it up into foul territory. York takes 3 steps away from the bag and makes the grab. 2 retired here quickly for O'Connor.
That is how you attack Derek Bender right there. Go at him with the off-speed pitch, leave it out of the zone, get him to chase, and then hit him with a fastball up and in, jam him. Don't let him get extended on it. Perfectly done.
Now Bryce Eblin, third baseman, comes in to face O'Connor. 0-0 pitch, runs inside and gets away and out of the glove of Donay. 1-0. Kick and fire from O'Connor. Pitch misses outside off the plate at 88 miles an hour.
Hyannis just played at Dunkin' Donuts Park last week against YD, an 8-0 win.
2-0 is flown foul out of play down the right field line.
Beautiful ballpark, but Wareham, who Hyannis played last night, played at Polar Park.
Yeah, against the Eastbourne Braves. The Cape Cod Massachusetts Classic. 2-1 is fouled down the first base line. 2-2.
They had some rave reviews, the broadcasters for Wareham, about the ballpark and how beautiful it was.
It's brand new. It's
Mm-hmm.
It's relatively new. As I'm from the area, Worcester's only a 30-minute drive from my hometown. And
is Worcester closer than Hartford?
2-2 is fouled into the amphitheater seating.
From
as
your
we'll do it again.
hometown.
2-2. Yes, I think so. My grandmother listening will probably correct me. My dad went to Assumption University, where O'Connor goes, and that's in Worcester, Massachusetts, and it's an easy drive away. So 30 minutes might be a bluff, maybe 45 at most. That pitch misses away, 3-2 on Evelyn. So I would, because it's 45 to an hour, depending on traffic, getting to Hartford on a good day. But Worcester, I would say confidently, is 45 minutes away. Is 3-2 is blitzed into the right center field gap. Little chopper that runs up to the Rob. And ultimately, Eblin will stand on at second on a big double, a gapping double with 2 away. Eblin continuing to be a really stellar bat over these last couple of games.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. He was just able to find the outfield gap and put it in the right center field gap. The right field is so spacious out there. The wall is so far away everywhere to right.
0-0 pitch. In for strike on Kuroda Grauer, 0-1.
Which means anything that gets to the wall is going to be a long time to get it back into the infield.
0-1 delivery for O'Connor. Misses off the plate, 1-1. It's a cavernous ballpark. There's no way around it here at Doran Park, especially when you look at 330 down the third base foul line in left field. You have the pesky pole. 1-1 down the right field line. Misses away, 2-1, and then 395 to straightaway center. And it's a low wall, too, that makes it feel like it's so much more attainable than what it probably
Gives
actually
you a false
is.
sense of hope.
Yeah. 2-1. Line right back up the middle and out of the reach of a diving Gazdar. They'll wheel Eblin around. The throw will come home. Donay will field it in front. And coming to score is Eblin, excuse me. And now it's 5-0 Braves.
And there's the 2-out production that all these great teams on Cape have shown all year long. Just down to their final out in the inning, a double from Eblin, and Kuroda Grauer scores the run and able to score whenever they want.
First pitch to Michelle is low for a ball. 1-0. Michelle took a strike, looking out. Back in the fourth. 1-0. Upstairs, 2-0 from O'Connor. Shell, first time seeing O'Connor here in his relief outing of Tony Roby. 2-0. Grounder into the hole. Hainline over to his glove side and fires to York at first base. A beautiful coverage by Hainline to get over to play the line behind York. However, Braves strike for another. They lead 5-0 after 5.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, determine to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
Mason Manriquez, senior from Wellington, Florida, and the product of the University of South Florida, now comes on in relief of LeBlanc here for the Braves in the top of the sixth with York. As they'll make a pitching change here as well from Manriquez, has made a change from it ultimately. Now, under all indications, they'll hold true to Manriquez here against all inklings here.
Now batting, the first baseman from Grand Canyon University, number 40, Zachary York.
Making a little bit of motion here defensively as well. Foster comes in for Eblin at third base. Enriquez stays out, I have to imagine. Still haven't gotten a confirmation.
Then Eblin moves from third to first, relieving Michelle of his duties.
First pitch from Enriquez in to York is a strike.
Or excuse me.
Chopper over to Kuroda Grauer in the hole at short, showing off his arm strength. Michelle's able to glove it at first and does a great job.
So here's the full defensive switches. Foster comes in and plays third base. Eblin moves from third to first. Michelle moves from first to home to do the catching.
Nothing pitch is swing and a miss on John Gazdar.
Or does Point Streak have it wrong?
By all indications, I could not tell you. Here right now, and this one is Enriquez deals the 0-1. It's a chopper up the middle by Gazdar. Kuroda Grauer fields it and tried to roll it in to Michelle at first. Leaped up, grabbed it, and then on the throw lost it, and it came trickling into Michelle at first base on the roll, but the speedy Gazdar is able to beat it off down the line.
Now batting, the designated hitter from Ohio State University, number 2, Trey Lipsy.
Now Trey Lipsy steps into the box. Enriquez deals to Lipsy for his first pitch. It's low.
It looks like Michelle is still at first. Definitely Cam Foster in at third.
So now Point Streak is reading Cam Foster at first.
Well, that's definitely not the case.
That's not. Okay. Well.
The 1-0 from Enriquez is popped up foul and will get out of play down the left field line.
Yeah, the number 19 of Michelle is definitely still at first.
And this is the mix-up. Sullivan will now come in to be the catcher here, pulling Bender out of the game for the Braves. Enriquez deals the 1-1 low on Trey Lipsy, 2-1. So Foster's at third. Michelle stays at first. Sullivan in to catch. Kuroda Grauer at short. Vastine at second. to all of our indications, barring anything in the outfield that we did not notice or get reported on yet.
Yeah, so that makes sense because I only had one thing wrong.
2-1 is a swing and a miss by Trey Lipsy, evening the count at 2 apiece.
So it was just 2 straight defensive changes. Foster for Eblin and Sullivan for Bender, correct?
As far as I know right now.
All right. Well,
I'm hoping I can give you with confidence that's what it is.
I will say with confidence that's what it is.
2-2, Lipsy looks at a strike. He'll walk back to the dugout for a strikeout from Enriquez. 2 retired, the top of the 6.
We're going to see a lot of defensive changes in this one, I have a feeling, and substitutions as these two teams will look to save their best players for the postseason.
Give him a little bit of rest before the off day tomorrow. Enriquez will check back Gazdar as he comes in standing to first base. Enriquez will go up against Brody Donay for the first time today. 0-0 pitch goes to Donay as he fouls it into the netting down the first base line. 0-1. Both teams have a scheduled off day for tomorrow to anticipation of the playoffs starting Friday. However, once again, stay locked to the Harbor Hawks social media channels with inclement weather incoming on Friday as well to the greater Cape area. 0-1 delivery from Enriquez as Donay goes around on it. Upstairs, he wanted to try and hold back on it, but it was too far. He already broke the wrist that he somewhat comes through on it. 0-2.
50% chance of rain reading right now, but that looks like it's later in the night according to the weather app, but I know you have different sources that tell you differently, Jacob Irons.
The 0-2 to come from Enriquez is fouled back by Brody Donay. We'll do it again, 0-2. Yes, I'm a big supporter of local television and local weather. I feel like that one is more accurate than any app I can get on my phone because those are live radars and there's people that have studied meteorology telling me it's not just me reading the data. So they're saying there's a 90% chance of storms coming in on Friday as of right now. The 0-2 is a fastball that gets Donay swinging and missing. Enriquez comes in, and after allowing Gazdar to reach on the error, sits everybody down. 1, 2, 3, 4 inning for the Braves and Enriquez. We go to the bottom of the 6th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call us today at 508-398-3337.
O'Connor out for another inning of work. And so we thought here in the bottom of the 6th, me and Mickey Doolittle, we would play a little bit of weather for us since how important these playoffs are and could impact everyone's listening and viewing experience for the upcoming days, especially with inclement weather, especially how it's looking that it's going to plague into Saturday as well, so that could play a factor. So, Mickey, you've taken a look at all the weather apps right now, and you've got the best investment everyone should look at for weather on your phone?
So, yeah, so the Weather Channel app actually has real meteorologists, local meteorologists, looking at the weather and looking at these forms. The weather app that comes pre-installed on a lot of your phones, that is just algorithms running.
Yeah.
So the channel app tends to be a little bit more accurate. Now, like you said, on Friday during Game 1,
yep,
there is a much higher chance on the Weather Channel app, the more reliable app, than the weather app itself.
Peterson, Harrelson, and Giuffreda, 7, 8, and 9 will start things off for the Braves as Peterson pops one up. The first pitch he sees from O'Connor as York ranges over and makes the grab in foul territory, one retired.
Now, with that said, not insanely high chances of rain. It's going to be about 30% at 9 a.m. all the way through 1 o'clock, and then at 1 o'clock it becomes 42, then into the mid 30% chances all the way through about 7 o'clock.
0-0 pitch to Harrelson, misses down and away, 1-0. Connor deals the 1-0, fouled back into the netting, 1-1.
And it becomes increasingly harder to predict the weather as time goes out.
Yeah.
It's very self-explanatory. You could probably guess that yourself, but it's the cutoff is about 48 hours. You have a really good idea within 48 hours.
1-1 is scorched into center field. Ranging to his right side is Mitchell. He's able to stick up a glove and retire the flyout of Harrelson for the second out here in the home half of the sixth.
The right fielder from Rutgers University, number 24, Pete Giuffreda.
Pete Giuffreda steps into the box.
I am just realizing now that I had Bourne, Massachusetts into the map rather than Hyannis, Massachusetts.
0-0 pitch. Comes the outer part of the plate. 1-0 as Giuffreda looks at a
Which
ball.
that far out, they shouldn't be that too different.
1-0 is lined between the gap of Hainline and York. And Giuffreda stands aboard at first, and now that's his third time today touching the first base bag as he is able to get on first base with a hit by pitch in the third, walked in the fourth, and now a hit. He's trying to play all the different ways he can get to first here in this contest.
Hyannis with a very slightly lower chance of rain on Friday than Bourne. Not that Bourne's going to be playing any baseball on Friday at home.
Pinch hitter here for the Bourne Braves. It's going to be number 3, New Contradas. As he flies the first pitch he sees into left field. Ranging back is Taylor. It'll hop off the wall. Coming around to score will be Giuffreda as the throw will come into Donay. He'll cut it off. Giuffreda goes first to home and scoring on the New Contradas RBI double.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. That was
Now batting, the designated hitter from the
94 miles an hour off the bat. One hop the fence out in left center field, and now Kendall Diggs with another RBI opportunity in a 6-0 game. You have to imagine that O'Connor's going to stay in this game for as long as he can.
0-0 pitch, misses in on Diggs, 1-0, and that was why you brought on O'Connor, and they were very open with it to him about being an innings eater later in this season so that they could rest arms, especially for postseason play. The 1-0 misses outside on Diggs, 2-0. Diggs today is 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts to Hainline at second base and a fly out to Mitchell to center. 2-0, skips in front of the plate, 3-0.
1 run in each of the last 3 innings for Bourne, and then before that they got 2 in the third. Lead 6-0.
3-0. Get me over strike at 90 miles an hour from O'Connor to Diggs. 3-1. Is a pitch away. Diggs takes, and he works a walk to get aboard. Still 2 retired here in the bottom of the 6th.
And this is the 2-out magic again from Bourne. We've seen Hyannis do it time and time again this year. And like I said earlier, the great teams find ways to score runs no matter the situation, and that includes with 2 outs. Bourne, their first 2 hitters went down in this inning.
0-0 pitch to Sullivan. Fouls it away.
Before a single by Giuffreda, a double by Contreras. Getting him home, and then a walk by Diggs that now sets up another RBI opportunity.
0-1 takes a skip off of the pitcher's mound as it's grounded back over to Gazdar. He underhand throws it to Hayline at second base to get the force of Diggs. But once again, Bourne strikes for another. They now lead 6-0, so we go into the back third of the game here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
As we welcome you back here to Durham Park, it's 6-0. Bourne leading Hyannis here in the regular season finale of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. And now we get a special treat into the booth is my own sister, Hannah Irons. Hannah, thanks for coming into the booth.
Thank you for having me.
Nothing and nothing pitch will soon come to Will Taylor, or Whale Taylor as he's better known as he's able to poke that one into the right center field gap, and it will get down and hop off the wall. A sliding grab from Harrelson as Taylor will come in standing. It's a leadoff double here in the top of the 7th for the Harbor Hawks, looking to spark some offense.
Good piece of hitting by Taylor, going the other way with it. 94 miles an hour off the bat on the outer third of the Oh, we're good.
We lost power here for a quick second, but we're back.
Sorry, could you finish that thought?
This could be the start that Hyannis needed to start a heavy rally.
Eric Snow will now pinch hit for Elijah Hayline. Breaking ball on the outer part of the plate from Enriquez, 1-0 to Snow.
Just to get a little bit of background, you play, correct? You play softball?
Yes, I play softball. I'm a middle infielder, and I'm going to play in college at the University of New England.
All right.
1-0 on the outer part of the plate. Snow takes 2-0.
So as a second baseman right now, you're holding on Taylor because you don't want Snow to pull, correct? What are you thinking? Get back to the position as the pitch is thrown?
You got to be careful here because he has thrown, both pitchers have thrown back a bunch of times to keep the runners safe, but you also have to play your position well.
2-0 in the dirt, skipping in front of Sullivan, 3-0, and something that Hannah knows well. You got to make sure you got to play over there, got to play a strong shortstop, or a lot can happen, especially on the middle infield.
Especially how bouncy the balls have been today.
3-0. Soon to come from Enriquez in to Snow. He looks at a strike. It was a red light the entire way, 3-1.
That's a good point. We saw a ball bound over Hainline's head, taking a crazy hop, costing Hyannis an error.
3-1 from Enriquez in. It's a little dribbler in fair territory, pulled by Foster back, trying to beat it down the line as Snow. He doesn't. It's a great play by Foster to Michelle for the 5-3 putout, and advancing quickly off contact is Taylor from second to third.
This was only possible because of how far to the line the ball was hit. If the ball was hit any closer to second base, the runner was probably not going to be able to advance due to the fact that the third baseman would look him back.
Yeah, Foster was looking the entire way to go over to first base.
Now a big hole up the middle, open for Earhart.
0-0 to Earhart. In for strike on the Oklahoma State Cowboy. Has a little bit of your tendencies in it, Hannah, as seeing both of your games. He's a bunty, try and get me on any way possible guy.
I'm a huge fan of the bunt. We need to bring back the bunt in baseball. That's my petition.
0-1, breaking ball low and outside, 1-1.
With the bigger bases and the shift being banned, especially at the higher levels, and perhaps that to follow in the lower levels, you might see it a little bit more.
That's what I'm saying. It's the perfect opportunity.
Enriquez settles on the rubber, kicks and fires the 1-1. Sullivan keeps it in front of him, 2-1. And that's what we've seen this year for the Harbor Hawks as well, is a little bit of that contact bat and small ball playing a factor. You look back to big games, at big moments, small ball playing a huge factor.
Especially in extra innings with the international tiebreaker with the runner starting on second. You'll see a heavy presence of the bunt.
2-1 is flown to left center field. Peterson's under it, tagging up. Throw's going to be close. Coming in safely is Taylor. Harbor Hawks on the board for their first run. It's a sacrifice fly off the bat of Zach Earhart to get the tagging Taylor across. It's now 6-1 in favor of the Braves. Close play at the plate there.
A heck of a throw by Harrelson, the center fielder. Just one hopper into Sullivan, who applied the tag just late.
Now with Scott Landers coming out to Manriquez, that will do his night, as they'll make a call to the bullpen. 6-1, Bourne leading as they make a change on the rubber.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Anthony Figueroa now comes in from Nova Southeastern University and Miami, Florida, appearing in his third game of the summer. Has a 30 ERA through 3 innings pitched. Struck out 5, walked 5, given up 8 hits. His last appearance was on the 31st, going 1 inning at Wareham, allowing 3 runs to play. All of them were earned.
Yeah, a 5'9" lefty that comes in with an upper 3/4 release, throwing into left-handed hitters. He's going to be tough on lefties like Mitchell and York coming up in the next couple of at-bats.
Hannah Iron still joining us in the booth for her half inning. My sister, who is going to play collegiate softball here soon. And with my family in town, thought she would come on, provide a little special for Game 44. We had a guest in Game 2 of our year. Might as well close one out with a guest as well.
Wow, it's such a pleasure to be here, you know, to sit with these guys who are well at their craft. And let me tell you, it's harder behind the mic than people think. They think anyone can do it. No, let me tell you. You're like a deer in headlights when you get this microphone in front of you.
Have you ever been on one of his broadcasts before?
Only recorded, never live.
Never live. Never live.
I'm the original MK here.
She is the original MK, as she recorded everything for me throughout high school, and she was my production partner throughout COVID as well, as Mitchell stands in with 2 retired here. As first pitch from Figueroa, in for strike, jazzing it up at 90 miles an hour to the Indiana University transfer.
Like to know wearing the Bruce Bolts. There's been a huge rise in Bruce Bolts batting gloves as well as arm guards and leg sleeves.
1-0 misses off the plate, 1-1. Yeah. Bruce Bolt. I've never heard of. I've heard of Ebo Shield.
Ebo Shield is a huge one.
The 1-1 in below the knees, 2-1.
It's good. The more protection you can have, the better. Prevent some injuries.
2-1 taken away, 3-1.
My favorite are the arm guards that cover basically your entire arm from your shoulder to your wrist.
Trey Lipsy might need those in a little bit after this season. 3-1. Grounder over to second base.
Look like Iron Man.
Contreras, underhand throw that pulled Michelle off the bag, but tipped and taps back onto first to get the out. However, Harbor Hawks pick up their first run on the sacrifice fly of Zach Earhart to bring in Taylor. Bourne still leading 6-1 going in the bottom of the 6th.
A brilliant idea starts at the source. Through innovative design, we're taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle, up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust. Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Cam Foster settles in to the box, and settling into the broadcast headsets is our 2 guests from Baseball Ops. As Foster swings and misses at the first pitch, he sees 0-1 from O'Connor. We have Cole and Mikey from Baseball Ops able to hold it down. Trading guests.
Is this back-to-back nights for us?
It is. No, we were on Falmouth.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Not back-to-back. Close.
Not
though.
back-to-back.
Yeah, day's rest.
0-1 taken outside, 1-1. Day's rest for you as O'Connor deals the 1-1 again. It's a skipper on the outer part of the plate, 2-1. On Foster out of Liberty University, came in as a defensive change, now getting his first at-bat of the game.
O'Connor's been pretty good. Fastball looks live.
It looks very live. 2-1, swing and a miss, tying the count at 2 apiece now.
I always think it's interesting when someone makes their first appearance on Cape after pitching in a couple other leagues this summer, especially as a Division II arm. I always think that's fascinating how their first outing goes, especially when you're asked to go 4.
2-2 found the way, and especially when you come to Cape Cod, where 90% of rosters are Division I guys or JUCO guys, as the 2-2 is poked into right field. Under it in positioning is Earhart to make the out. 1 retired.
There's so many Division I talents in this league. that when you get a guy who's had such a successful Division II career like this, it always excites me. It's one of my favorite things about Cape Cod, that you get guys who are Division III, Division II, JUCO guys who come in and have success.
0-0 pitch to Joshua Kuroda Grauer, misses 1-0. Excuse me. You're a D3 pitcher yourself from Babson.
It's fun. It's a local guy.
Yeah, local guy. You understand what it means. The 1-0 in for strike on JKG. 1-1.
It is interesting to hear the guys from the big time programs, the Floridas, the Virginia Techs, the UVAs of the world, what their experience is like.
1-1 is flown foul over the netting down the first baseline. It's very different, especially since you guys have a little bit of lesser schedule, as the 1-2 is rolled over to Smith, who fires to York for his first put out of the game here in the top of the 7th in the hot corner.
Brandon Ike coming in at first base too. Look at him.
Yeah.
What are you
hoping
what,
Number 19.
I was hoping we could get him some action, get him some momentum. I feel like he's a guy that I'd really like to see in the playoff lineup at some point. Pitch hitting, defensive replacement. I think he's great defensively. I'm glad he's getting in the game here late.
First pitch by Michelle will trickle into the corner of Earhart, rounding first and going for 2, and will be held at second. He wanted more. It's Garrett Michelle with a big double with 2 retired.
That's his 3rd hit of the night, I believe. No?
That is his 2nd hit of the night. It was a single back in the 2nd and a double here in the 7th.
It was well struck. It was a good swing.
Well struck.
Yeah.
Good swing.
He's got a nice little lefty swing. I love, especially on the mound, but a good lefty swing always gets me going.
0-0 pitch in on Peterson. Inside for a ball, 1-0.
Jacob, as you come to the end of your first Cape season as a broadcaster, your favorite moment in the regular season?
Favorite moment? That's a good one. 1-0 comes. That one's flown foul into the trees. Kiss that one go by. That's at joint base Cape Cod all the way down there. 1-1. I think it would have to be the 9th inning comeback against Katuitt. I think that
The
one.
Miracle at McKeon.
Yeah.
Famously the Miracle at McKeon.
Yeah.
1-1 is popped up over to Snow at second base. He grabs his glove, underhand grabbed it, and it's out. We conclude the 7th. We push on to the 8th. Do you want to do another half inning, guys?
I would adore another half inning.
We'll get another half inning on the top of the 8th. 6-1. Bourne leading.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen.
Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
Their concessions.
We roll on here to the 8th inning on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network on the regular season finale between Hyannis and Bourne of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Have 2 special guests in the booth joining us for these last couple of innings is Mikey and Cole from Baseball Ops. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, dude.
This is my favorite
Always
time of the
excited
month.
to get on the broadcast.
Yeah, you get a couple appearances a year, a couple half innings here and there.
Half innings.
This is your 3rd appearance.
Yeah, and you know what, before we get started here, just note that at a college practice, this home plate umpire did get me for 3 balks because I was not coming to a full stop. Very flustered that day. Not a good day of practice for me. But.
Stephen Williams behind home plate today from the United Collegiate Umpiring Crew. Smith looks at pitch from Figueroa off the plate, 1-0. And Cam Smith, we've talked about it throughout the broadcast, batting .355 coming into today's game as the 1-0 kicked and fired from Figueroa is grounded over to Contreras. High throw. Did they get him on the tag back down? No, they didn't. Michelle tried to bring it back down and tag him as he was crossing first base. First base umpire Jacob Ashworth says he did not apply the tag. And Smith aboard on what will be ruled an error, you would have to assume, to Contreras.
That's my favorite thing about Cam Smith. He's on game 44, officially in all the games.
Yeah.
He could be the MVP of the league, and he's hustling out ground balls to second base, down 5, in a game that does not affect the standings.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Ike will step into the box in place of Zach York, but Scott Landers will have a conversation with Jacob Ashworth. As that was a quick conversation, as Ashworth will get his jog back over to first base to get baseball back under play.
I didn't know you could have a conversation so quick.
I know.
They were in and out of that thing, huh?
I think that's game 44 for you there, Cole. I think that with both teams already knowing who they're playing, standings already set, I think this game is about as I think these umpires walked into a good one today from both coaching staffs.
It's got a nice breeze going. They're not sweating out here.
They've very well done officiating so far.
This is a good crew.
Nothing
Some familiar faces. They've done a nice job all season, as almost all umpires have.
Yeah. Mikey takes a pitch upstairs for ball. 1-0, and College umpires, first year of their new contract here up on Cape Cod. Astounding reviews is what it sounds like throughout the Cape, as the 1-0 off the plate, in for strike, 1-1.
This is a good at-bat for Ike, too. Against a left-handed arm for Division II school. He feeds off lefties, especially off the heater, so let's see if he can get one here.
1-1. Comes down, swinging and missing, 1-2.
Not a bad little changeup right there.
No, it's a good little pitch on the outer half.
It's the 1-2 from Figueroa, delivered low, below the knees of Ike, 2-2, as poor broadcast team up for Bourne is texting me about all of their defensive changes and who our guys are as well, asking if this is actually Carter Lovaz, as he's wearing number 11 here today. Brandon Ike is normally 5, could be 23.
Well,
38, 35.
2-2 is lined up the middle, out of the reach of Contreras, who is hunched over. It's station to station for Smith, going from first to second. Ike stands aboard with the single up the middle.
For the people at home who don't know, Brandon Ike is a man of many jerseys. Wardrobe is very vast. He's been in 5, 11, 35, and 38 this season. All
and
different
23.
color. Oh, 23 too.
Yeah, there was a 23.
There was a 23 at one point. What game was it? In the white, he's 23.
Correct. Home yesterday, he was a 23. That's the reason why I know 23 was because we called it yesterday.
Well, as the point streak guy who changes the numbers, I quit. It's every day. It's a new one.
You quit.
I don't even think O'Connor was in there today.
No. Oh, no. I hope he was. I hope Gino.
Oh, he was not in at 42. He was in at a big whopping 0. 0-0. Pitch to Gazdar. Misses off the plate. 1-0 to the Austin P. Governor.
It's a 50-50. Gino Cusino, our awesome scout liaison, does an excellent job helping out with that. I never was told this number. I probably should have seeked it out. Hopefully to avoid a fine.
The 1-0 to Gazdar has him swinging and missing on a pitch on the outer part of the plate, 1-1.
He might be our best hitter right now.
Yeah?
He actually statistically is batting .452 over the last 10.
Really?
Correct. It gets even higher if you want to go to the last 5.
The amount of multi-hit games is off the charts in the month of July.
7th month, it was Gazdar's month. So 1-1 is lined right over to Kuroda Grauer. They flip under, and they flip it to Contreras for a double play to fire in time to beat out the speedy Gazdar down the line. It's a double play, but advancing to third is Smith, 2 retired.
Speaking of great Julys, the Zach Earhart quest for 300 has been electric to watch.
Yes.
I mean, I think he's a hit away right now.
He's a hit away, 1 for 4 today, does
Yeah.
it? So he's 0 for 3 as it stands. So
0-0 pitch.
That's the record. That's the record.
Oh man,
that's the single season hit by pitch record for Trey Lipsy.
Yeah, that is the record for Trey Lipsy in Cape Cod Baseball League history. Is He will jog down.
Cemented.
He has now been hit
Somebody
by
get that
more
ball.
pitches here on Cape Cod than any other player in the history of the Cape Cod Baseball League in its centennial season.
In its centennial season, I was going to say exactly 100 years.
Is that a ball that you want to keep?
If I'm Trey Lipsy, the dugout must know. Can we get one of these?
Can we get it?
I do hope. Hopefully Bennett Thompson hits this out, and then they can fight over it for his first Cape homer and Trey's record-breaking baseball.
0-0 pitch to pitch hitter Thompson for Jonay here.
He's been awesome. One of the best guys I've met up here.
Unbelievable personality.
Awesome makeup, great leader, great player too. Awesome behind the plate so far.
0-1 to Thompson is lined in front of Harrelson, scoring Smith. It's a big single from Bennett Thompson to get in the Harbor Hawks' second run. They now trail only by 4. It's 6-2 Bourne.
To get a guy who had, when you make additions at this point in the season, a lot of the time you check the baseball reference and maybe there's not too much decoration on there. Bennett Thompson's baseball reference page is loaded with good numbers.
Yeah.
All the way across. It's a 3-4-5 slash at school with excellent defensive acumen. He's a great, really, really great player and a great person. He's exciting to watch and have. I love him, man.
Will Taylor now steps into the box with 2 on and 2 away as Lipsy will get going as it's a chopper in Sullivan. And moving as well was Thompson to second base. Now 2 in scoring position for Taylor.
He's been so, not really on and off, because I feel like the last few games, I've really liked what he's done at the plate. I think he's looked a lot better. And I think giving him in the game today, hopefully to get some momentum in for the playoffs coming off of his little miniature heater will be good for him.
1-0 gets away from Sullivan off the glove. Coming in standing will be Lipsy. Lead now cut in half. It's now 6-3. Hyannis trailing here in the top of the 8th, trying to route another one of those cardiac hawk comebacks to maybe close out the regular season.
This is so on brand.
The infamous 6-run 8th here. But
It could be a 6-run 8th. The patented 6-run 9th might have to wait.
Yeah.
2-0 to Taylor to come from Figueroa. Pitch low below the knees. 3-0 now with Eric Snow standing on the on-deck circle to try and continue this top of the 8th with 2 away. Pitch inside to Taylor. He works a walk. Bases will now have runners on the corners for Eric Snow with Thompson standing at third.
They're going to talk about it. It's interesting.
We've got our team photographer, Max, in at Bat Boy right now. I love that.
I believe with Zach York.
Yeah. He's a great guy. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out
Love
Zach
him.
York. Oh, and Max.
No,
and
Max.
Both
I mean,
great
yeah,
people.
shout out Zach
Zach
York.
York, great guy.
They'll have a pitcher change. We'll keep it here, though. I think we can have some fun and delightful conversation.
For sure.
Usually I have a stat sheet in my waistband. I have no idea who this is coming in, to be honest with you.
Baseball ops intern Jacob Hahn stole mine. So.
Well, don't worry, guys. That's why we have the iPad and the updated point streak roster as it may come available at any given moment.
Number 15.
15, look at you, great eyes. Jack Sullivan out of the University of Connecticut in Carmel, New York.
Your neck of the woods.
Hey, yeah, Store's only a 30-minute drive away. This will be his 8th appearance of the summer. Comes in with an 8.48 ERA through 11 2/3 innings pitched, striking out 6, walking 3, giving up 20 hits. You like that K to walk ratio?
It could be worse. You know,
it's 50%, and it's not bad. It's not
bad at all.
He had a pretty good year at school.
Yeah, he put together a good little school season.
Yeah, his year last year was awesome. In 22.
Oh, wow.
0.7 ERA, 22 2/3.
Now that's a season. And to strike out more than a batter per 9 with only walking 7 is nice as well.
Yeah, had a 0.79 ERA in 2022. This year got hit around a little bit, but nothing to really fret about. Had a 5.28 ERA through 44 in the third innings pitched. He had ultimately a higher Petri dish of sample size that you could use against him for the Huskies in 2023. And now
he moved into the starting rotation. 22, he was exclusively out of the pen. 21 appearances there. This year they bring him in. 14 games, 10 starts. You know, you're going to see higher innings count, but I mean, you're going to be more tired, you know, as you get later in your starts. Out of the pen, short appearances. I mean, 22 and 2/3 and 21 appearances looks like a back-end closer type role. And I mean, you're just going to see more guys, so naturally your numbers will tick up.
Exactly what he was in the notes here, as he was a late guy coming in for UConn in big relief outings. And he's just doing that from a stat sheet. I'm doing this through reading articles and researching. He just looks at his baseball reference page and he calls it a day. And it's like, hey, you know what? You can get the same amount of info that Jake Irons can get for about half the work.
BREF always comes in handy. I've got it bookmarked on my laptop.
Tell me about it. And especially with these later edition guys, you're able to use that because it's the one source that's compiling all the different summer leagues together. So if you know a guy, take for example, Bennett Thompson was playing somewhere else, and then you're able to bring in those numbers in as the first pitch to Snow is in for a strike on the outer part of the plate from Sullivan.
I'm always impressed with how fast BREF is
Yes.
at updating. I mean, how many? I've got a BREF page. How many kids can you get on? I mean, it's unbelievable.
0-1 is lined directly to Foster. He didn't even have to move at third base. It goes right into his glove and leather. However, Harbor Hawks respond for 2 in the top of the 8th. They've cut the lead in half. 3 runs seem very doable in the top of the 9th potentially.
Cardiac Hawks.
Cardiac Hawks could maybe strike again. We push on to the bottom of the 8th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
Welcome you back. We trade guests. We made the final game of the year. If you wanted to come on the broadcast, that we were going to give you an opportunity. We promised a lot of people throughout the year that we would get you on, and we haven't necessarily cashed all those checks just yet. So it's game 44, and we're cashing them. It's now the writing team and Matt Coates and Mike Maynard getting some time live on air here in game 44 because I promised you guys some innings as well as you guys are able to do it here. Thanks for joining us here in the bottom of the 8th.
I like how you said the writing team, like we're the whole writing team. I like that.
Well, you do have two other writers beside
we don't
you.
talk about them.
No, shout out Jason and Ben. They're great members of our team, but
of course.
Honored to be on with the great Jacob Irons. This is a great opportunity. Parking lot preview / Harbor Hawks Network.
Whoa.
Good stuff.
Little collaboration right here, yeah. Love it.
A little collaboration. Here is Sweet Caroline plays with a new pitcher for the Harbor Hawks coming into pitch. He'll be Evan Weidecker from Indiana University, the sophomore from Westchester, Ohio. It'll be his third game. Still hasn't given up an earned run just yet through 1 innings pitched.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a lot of guys that haven't got a lot of experience so far this season in comparison to other guys that have kind of gotten the action tonight. Is that?
Yeah, I would say that definitely a couple of the back end of your bullpen that's getting used here today a little bit just to preserve as many arms as possible as the 0-0 pitch comes in.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Beatty's very conscious of what arms he's using to keep his guys fresh for the playoffs upcoming. Don't want to throw a guy and make him not available till game 2 or even 3 of a series.
Harrelson looks at a ball the second time, 2-0.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the parking lot preview. You know, trying to get these guys that don't have a ton of experience yet to get, you know, in the last game, get some experience.
2-0 outside 3-0. Goes for broadcasters as well with you two as well. Getting some on-air reps here as well.
Yeah, I'm really I wondered what it sounded like in the headset, and I gotta say I'm impressed. It's very great audio quality. It's really, really epic.
3-0 comes back in the zone from Weideker for a strike. 3-1. Father get me over strike on the lower part of the zone. Full count here.
Yeah, shout out to the broadcast team.
This is great.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, good.
I was really wondering how each of these teams was going to look at this game. Game 44, nothing on the line. But it's great to see all the Bourne fans coming in and packing the stands for what could be said as a meaningless game.
Both teams understanding this could be the jolt of energy pushing you in a little bit of that momentum, and especially with the Harper Hawks getting some late surgence here, as one run was able to be scored in the 7th, then 2 in the top of the 8th. They try and potentially play another cardiac roll, get out of this half inning without allowing one to cross. Bring up Jufreda as he checks on his swing and holds on a twist, 1-0.
Yeah, you've mentioned it, Jacob. This Harbor Hawks team has been able to come back in late deficits plenty of times this season. Would be great to see them finish the regular season with another comeback victory.
The 1-0 is flown over Upper Cape Technical High School Gymnasium, 1-1.
Not a necessary win tonight, but it'd be good to, you know, go into the playoffs with 2 straight wins. You know, you don't want to necessarily come off a loss, but not the end of the world. Not a necessary game to win for seeding.
So 1-1 is popped up foul over by the fans in their lawn chairs. Back to the third base side of home plate.
Someone get that ball, Mike?
Good catch over there, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of catches in these foul balls. A lot of one-hops.
A lot of one-hops.
Oh, it wasn't in the air, I should say that. On the hop, yeah.
1-2 taken upstairs, 2-2.
Less impressive, but we have 2. I'm not sure Jacob has been able to, since he's in the booth all the time, 2 foul ball experts. Mike Maynard, I know you've gotten multiple balls this season. I myself have gotten 2 foul balls. Not on the fly, but it's a challenge.
It is a challenge, especially as we are not children, at least anymore. You know, maybe in our
at
minds.
At heart,
yeah,
I'm a child.
At heart, but the kids around these ballparks, they're ruthless. They want those balls more than we do, I think.
2-2 fouled away, another one to the kids here as they start running over. And this is the perfect time. There isn't some fans have started to vacate, but if you want to have an opportunity to get a foul ball, this is it before playoffs. Those foul balls are going to be hard and few and far to come because there's going to be so many kids on top of it with the attendance you expect. The 2-2 runner in motion. It's fouled away, backed by Jufreda. Will do it again.
I can imagine the Our videographer, Max, just got a loud ovation from our crowd of interns over here after he ran down a foul ball back to the backstop. So shout out Max and his abilities as a ball boy.
Yeah, loudest it's been all day here.
I would say, I would agree.
Yeah, for sure.
2-2, foul back in.
Another one. Is he getting there? Oh.
No, but
he's the playoff.
He's got to catch his breath there. He's not as young and spry as these grade school kids over there down for the Bourne Bat Boys.
And they're professionals.
They are
These Bourne
professionals.
kids have been doing it all season, most likely.
2-2 runner in motion again. Pitch inside. Thompson will hold on the throw. Sliding in is Harrelson. He now moves to second base.
You know, I don't know if it's been happening the whole game, but I just noticed that cowbell over there down the third base side.
That has been going on. Can confirm. There was also a fan. I haven't heard him in a few innings. Amazing voice. Put him on the PA without a microphone, you could hear him. Very commanding.
Payoff pitch fouled away on Jufreda.
What was he saying? Nice things?
Yeah, not for us, but for them.
Okay.
Big Bourne fan.
Now this will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat from Weideker to Jufreda here in the bottom of the 8th. Kick and fired. That one is scorched into the left center field gap. Coming around to score easily will be Harrelson. Bourne picks up on their lead. They now lead 7-3.
Will Taylor almost made a great sliding play there to stop that ball. didn't quite get in front of it. Nick Mitchell with some nice backup there, coming to help him from center field. Great effort by those two outfielders for a ball that fell kind of in no man's land in between them.
Number 3, New Contradas.
New Contradas now steps in.
Might have been a double anyways. Yeah, good effort by Will to kind of try to get that ball in front of him.
Whitaker deals the pitch inside on Contradas. 1-0.
You know, I love seeing the kids with the gloves in the on the sides of the field. I love that. That was me back in the day as a local.
I was
going
to say you're a local Cape Codder here, Mike. The 1-0. Chopper and through the left side hole between what is now Ike and Gazdar, with Lane now playing at first base on the adjustment.
Yeah, you see as we're getting late into this game, Jacob, a lot of movement for the Harbor Hawks position players. Not something you see in a typical game, but now that we're in game 44, I'm sure Coach wants all his guys fresh and ready.
Fresh and ready, getting everybody reps, just like we've had a little bit of a open door here on the broadcast here in game 44 as well, understanding that this game doesn't have that much implications in the greater stands between the two teams. It's really just for momentum. The pitch is taken inside by Diggs, 1-0.
Mike, I want to revisit this glove topic you had. What are your thoughts on what's the age cutoff to bring a glove to a ballpark? I know a lot of people have some strong opinions on this. I want to see your thoughts.
1-0 is flown foul over by the concession stand, 1-1.
You know, I'm going to say if you have a driver's license, probably don't need to bring the glove to the field.
So our scout liaison, Gino Casino, currently wearing a glove. I think that can't play per your rule.
But does he have a driver's license?
Oh, 100%. He didn't drive himself here, but I can confirm he has a driver's license and does operate a motor vehicle from time to time.
Have you seen the license, though?
No. But he did
He
drive
could be
himself
driving
here
illegally.
from Michigan.
Not to put that out
Oh,
there.
my God, Mike.
I didn't mean to say that Gino.
The 1-1 is up and away on Diggs.
Police are watching this. I did not mean to say that Gino Casino is driving without a license, just that it was a possibility. Now, it's a possibility for anybody on the planet, though.
Yeah, as we would say on the PLP, we do this in one take. This is very much a live broadcast. Oh, my goodness.
2-1 was fouled away and hit the top of the post, and it was like a tennis ball that hits the top of their net and just somewhat died and fell right down, right into the fans.
Yeah, that could have been dangerous. Luckily, I think all our fans had their heads on a swivel there, and were ready for that.
That's why you need a kid with a glove. Maybe you should be allowed to have a glove on your glove. Yeah, why not? Not old, but God, I'm saying too many bad things.
If you saw a grandfather with a glove, Mike, thoughts?
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I'm not like against bringing the glove. You were the one that was kind of like, "What's
no,
the
I was
cutoff?"
curious because
I don't really have a problem with a glove.
Neither do I, but I know a lot of people are strongly against it.
2-2 fell back into the brick wall. Continue.
Yeah, I know a lot of people strongly against bringing a glove as an adult. I think adult would be what people would consider a cutoff.
2-2 delivery upstairs, breaking ball that couldn't find its way back into the zone. Full count now.
So by adult, do you mean like 18 years old?
That's what I would be thinking. Because I understand, me myself, if I walk into a professional baseball game and I'm holding a glove, it's a little bit of an odd look. However, nothing wrong with it.
3-2 fouled away by Diggs, working a lengthy at-bat here.
Yeah, a lot of foul balls.
We got a lot of foul balls in this half inning.
I'd like to point out, I think there's a big difference between bringing a glove to a professional baseball game and a Cape Cod Baseball League game because, you know, here at the Cape, you can put your glove down, put it in your bag, put it next to your chair, whatever.
3-2 runner set in motion in Contradas. It's a pop-up to center field as Mitchell was called off by Gazdar on the shallow side of left center field. Contradas had to go back running. And first out here in the home half of the eighth.
Would you agree, though, Matt, about the glove?
I agree. Completely a different environment, professional baseball game and a Cape League game.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Gino Casino, I'm sure, had his glove in his bag, took it out, and is now holding it. So that was just an option he had.
Rips one directly to Earhart in right. He loads and fires, trying to get the throw. Thompson was pulled away from home plate, and sliding in safely is Giuffreda. Bourne tacks on another one. They now lead 8-3 here in the bottom of the eighth.
Strong
Jacob
throw there by
Waldeck.
Earhart.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Mike. Great point. Even though they got that run in there, Earhart with a great throw, very accurate. Fortunately, just couldn't beat that runner tagging 90 feet away.
2 retired, though. Contreras stayed at first base, didn't try and attempt to sacrifice on the throw to home. Cam Foster now into the box. He takes a healthy hack at a pitch from Whitaker at 92 miles an hour in the inner middle third of the plate.
I don't mean to keep talking about gloves.
No,
it's again, as a Cape resident, coming to the games as a kid, a lot of times it wouldn't be a planned experience. Where I think a professional game.
0-1 on the outer part of the zone, 0-2.
A professional game, you're buying tickets ahead of time, you're scheduling it, you're driving to the field, which is probably a little bit more far away in most instances. But Cape League, everyone's pretty close, and you just, might be going to the beach earlier in the day and swing by the game that night. Might have your glove on you already.
I like that. I think that's a fair assessment.
The 0-2, the outer part of the plate, 1-2 now.
1 strike away from getting out of this half inning.
Foster fouls it back into the brick wall.
A lot of foul balls this half inning.
A lot of foul balls this half inning as well. A lot of lengthy at-bats as well, as now the past 2 at-bats here will all have gone above 5 pitches.
Yeah, Whitaker is getting his money's worth with this half inning so far.
1-2 fastball gets Foster swinging and missing upstairs. And ultimately, Harbor Hawks are going to need to respond for 5 in the top of the 9th to try and push a bottom. But for more, we send it to our own Josh Schreiber. Josh, what's going on?
How's it going, guys? I'm having a great time here for the finale of the regular season. And, I just wanted to come on here to give a little bit of a playoff preview, but just a tiny little Josh-alytic stat, as I like to say. And
Josh-alytics.
Gavin Turley,
yes,
a very popular
Falmouth
player on Falmouth.
Yes.
I think this is probably the biggest thing that Hyannis will have to focus on in the series is keeping the bat in Turley's hands. Now, what do I mean by this? Gavin Turley has a tendency to throw the bat on some of his swings. He takes some ferocious swings. It is very impressive. But I did some research, and he is actually hitting over 420 when he throws the bat in an at-bat. Now, 3 of those outs that he made, he struck out. But on that strikeout, he threw the bat. So, do you really count it? I don't know. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on. If I were Turley, I'd be throwing the bat nearly every at-bat in the playoffs, but that's going to have to be something that Hyannis keeps an eye on.
So how would you think Hyannis should go about keeping the bat in Turley's hand if they can?
Oh, I mean, keeping the bat in Turley's hands may be difficult as we're about to get into gameplay, but if he does throw the bat, maybe consider an intentional walk, maybe consider trying to get him to chase, but, he's a very impressive hitter. Maybe get him to throw the bat again.
Ooh, a double throw the bat.
Yeah.
Have we seen that yet this season, Josh? A double throw?
Once. He actually struck out.
Important stat. And I think it's worth mentioning that that Turley has, 2 extra base hits against the Harbor Hawks after throwing the bat.
Yeah, and as the first pitch was inside to Zach Earhart. Earhart actually going to hit 300 here. He's sitting at 299 on the season, probably in his last at-bat of the regular season as he fouls that pitch back, 1-1. Oh.
Max just attempted to throw the ball over to the broadcast booth. A little bit dangerous. We have a lot of equipment here. I think Jacob was probably a little nervous, which I don't blame him for.
1-1 is scorched into right field. Motioning over to his glove side is Chufreda, who gets the first out of the top of the 9th. Harbor Hawks down to the last 2.
You could see collective sighs from Harbor Hawks fans and interns over here on the side as we were all in it to win it for this Earhart to 300 chase. Unfortunate fly out there.
You did a little bit of research, Matt. What would he have been hitting around coming into this game without that 0 for 25 start to the season?
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. He was 0 for 25 to start his campaign. But
first pitch in to Mitchell is a ball as he motions back 1-0 from Sullivan.
but to enter this game, he would be on base 486 and hitting a walloping 370 without those first 25 at-bats. Just goes to show how much of an adjustment he's made since he got his first hit, I believe, on June 30th.
1-0 in for strike. Mitchell looks at a pitch low, 2-1 out of Nick Mitchell. And have an off day tomorrow. Playoff games will start around Cape Cod on Friday. 2-1 delivery is lined off of Sullivan's leg. He's quick to get it, but it goes to no man's land as Rodegauer had already motioned closer to second base off of Sullivan's leg. Now Mitchell gets aboard.
Sharp has a baseball glove with him as well. It's not on his hand, but I did just see him holding one and is on the ground now. So not to jump back to the glove conversation, but we have more evidence here for you folks at home.
Alex Lane now gets his first at-bat of the day. The pinch hitter coming in for Cam Smith. 0-0. Pitch is flown into right field. Giuffreda motions to his glove side, sticks out his hands and collects the ball into his glove. 2 retired now. Harborhawks down to the last out.
Down to the last out, but I'm sure that the energy and faith is still high for the Harborhawks. As I know, even with the loss tonight, they'll be hosting on Friday against Falmouth, getting their minds right and bodies right, hopefully on this off day tomorrow for a big playoff push.
Could have an extra inning here, though. You never know. Could not be the last out.
I'm with you, Mike.
Brandon Ike settles into the box, 1-0. First pitch misses on the inner part of the plate to the VCU corner infielder.
I like that they had Lane getting that bat, just before Ike here, kind of get him back in the groove of things too.
You need all your guys for a playoff run. Lane's one of them.
Pitch in for strike on Ike. 1-1 has flown over by Upper Cape Technical High School.
That did.
Brandon Ike trying to keep the Harborhawks' hopes alive. 1-2 clap-erupts here for Bourne, trying to end their season on a win. Popped foul over our head in the netting. We'll do it again, 1-2.
Oh my goodness, that is a grown man who just beat out a little kid for the ball. Like we were talking about before, Irons, this is a great time. People have left the stadium. A lot of dead space.
A lot of dead space out there, especially behind us as they start to vacate. 1-2 to come again from Sullivan to Ike. Pitch misses away. 2-2.
Those bats?
Pack of bats flying above us right now.
That is troublesome. Bat signal off anyone? Batman?
Where is Batman?
He might be coming.
This game, 44 has had it all. Sullivan sets, brings the ball to his belt, and it's a breaking ball low. It now loads the count full to Ike.
Do bats fly in packs like that?
Apparently. Oh, unless there weren't bats. No, I can't confirm, but that did not look like a regular bird to me. No expertise there. If anyone at home knows, leave a comment if bats
We're
fly in
writers.
packs.
We're not bat experts or bird experts.
3-2 runner set in motion. It's a strikeout looking Brandon Ike. Set retired. Bourne ends their year with a win. Harborhawks ending it the regular season with an 8-3 loss. But guys, a lot to play for here. Harborhawks playing Falmouth on Friday. A big game, first round, two of the hottest teams right now in Cape Cod. That could be squaring it out in first round, and some have even argued that that could really be the force that could propel some. It's almost championship-level matchup in that first round.
Yeah, the Hawks have showed that they can put win streaks together of a lot of games, and, coming into the playoffs, it's not that many games to even make it to the championship and win the championship. So if they can get a little hot streak going right now, coming into the playoffs, starting in that first game on Friday against Falmouth, that'd be huge to hopefully take home a win and hopefully take home the rest of the wins to go on the way to the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, Falmouth being the hottest team in July and the Harborhawks being one of the hottest teams over this second half of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Going to be an excellent matchup. And these are series of 3 games apiece. Anything can happen in such a short span, so who knows?
That's it. Bourne takes final game. Harbor Hawks fall to 25, 17, and 2 on the regular season. Bourne moves to 23, 20, and 1 on the regular season. For our fabulous crew of Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, and Grant McNew. For our bright broadcast partners, Michael Kirsting and Mickey Doolittle. For our special guests of Baseball Ops Cole, Baseball Ops Mikey, Writer Matt, Writer Mike, my sister Hannah. For Josh Schreiber, for Bria Losick, I'm Jacob Irons saying so long. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you on Friday for Game 1 of the Cape Cod Baseball League postseason, brought to you by Duncan.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations. With 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future, T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.